When did you have the most riz?
Unhinged. One of the prompts goes, I want someone who is intelligently stimulating, but also the life of a party. Let's go to Barnes & Noble's at 8 p.m., then down tequila at the club at 10.
They love whenever you can give them a time and place. What are the signs of a terrible relationship for you?
What are the signs of a terrible relationship? Time to air out my again. Women should just compliment men more on a platonic level.
Because women gas each other up so much. Oh, queen, step on me. You're so beautiful. And it's like, I do that with my male friends.
Oh my God, Lonnie, you're so handsome. Step on my titties.
I've told Lonnie that.
Rosie says a lot of things.
Did you ever think, damn, she wants to me?
Hey, so we have Lonnie the third in the building. To my left, we have Rosie, Jasmine Rice Girl, the founder of Hand House, and now the co-guest, the co-host of the Down Bad Show, and me, Jimmy Zhang.
Yes, I heard.
The goat, the absolute goat.
The most down bad person on the internet, because I spill all the tea about my exes. They've actually hit me up recently, and they were like, you know, Jimmy, you tell the internet a lot about us. Are you okay?
Were they really not a fan of it? Has that happened?
Yeah. They weren't really a fan of me.
Are you giving names out?
I'm not doing names out. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think they might have saw the thing, and then they were like, feel personally attacked.
Yeah.
Why did you say that about me?
But like nobody knows. It's you.
That's kind of like whenever Ed Sheeran writes a song about somebody, you know? And then it's like, well, he usually just writes love songs. It's usually nothing negative.
Right.
But you got to imagine when famous people write songs.
Right. I mean, that's Taylor Swift, right? And like, I think she gets a lot of like, sometimes it's controversial because people are like, well, why is she talking about her exes? But personally, I believe it's your right. It's your life, right? These are your relationships. True. It's your right. And it's like, you're telling your truth. And listen, if you date Taylor Swift, to me, you're kind of signing up for the whole shebang. Like, she's going to make music if you hurt her.
Oh, either way, apparently.
Yeah, or if she's in love with you too, and it's just like, that's what you get dating an artist. And Jimmy is just an artist in his own right.
Yep. So. I just talk shit.
I think I was listening to the recent episode about dating other influencers. And that was, I mean, it's the same thing in there, but like, you know, I went to a party where there was this one chick dragging another very famous influencer. I'm like, you got to be very careful about who you
associate.
Kiss.
Yeah. Who you kiss?
You gotta be very careful who
you make out with.
Yeah, who you make out with. That's all I've ever done.
And get STDs from. Yeah, no, I feel that for sure.
Is this why you've never made out with me? Even though we've had like 20 chances to?
Yeah, 23. But yeah, no, it's just like if it goes south, I'm gonna be on the Twitter page.
That's true. Like, God, I just had the worst kiss of my life. You wouldn't imagine.
And
like,
I would
imagine
have
you
just
kiss me and you see.
Yeah, I would have just tweeted had the best makeout sesh ever, and then she would like subtweet or like quote tweet me or something like that. Would you quote tweet me if I did that? What would you say? I don't want to know. Never want to know. I changed my mind. I don't want to know anymore. Take us. You're the host.
Wait. No. Today, actually, I had Rosie host the episode.
Oh no.
So she's gonna.
I have questions.
What song is that?
Camila Cabello.
Who sings it?
Questions.
I know. You just said who sings it. I was slow.
It's all right. You gotta
we'll let her sing
sound it out in your head. Yeah. Oh. See, it would have hurt more if you had like on the delivery right. Okay.
I'm excited for that.
So you just talked about how we need to be careful about who you make out with, who you hook up with, especially when you're a hookup.
Hookup could range. It's a big window of shit
I'm actually
that
curious.
people do, because you could just be like a little
that's
peck
hooked up.
all the way to doing and getting drilled and wasted. So it's a big range.
I'm actually curious. What do you define it as? I actually feel like the population is split in the middle. Like half of the people think hooking up is like making out and above.
I feel like if you're in high school, yeah.
Oh, and half of the people think hooking up is like sex.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're like in high school, it's like we hooked up. It's like you made out in a car probably.
Right.
Past high school, it's like you hooked up. It's like
sex.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, that makes sense to me.
I have no real source to prove that.
But sometimes when people say, I hooked up with so and so, I'm like, you're not telling me nothing. Like what
It's
did
just
you
like
guys
kind of a triangle that it could be like. It's the diamond. It's the
Jimmy
baseball
wants to know.
diamond.
Jimmy wants to know how many fingers, like how deep was.
Did you use tongue? How much tongue?
Right, like what's going on? Like give me the play-by-play.
But it's I feel like it's a safe term. It'd be like, yeah, we totally hooked up, and you could say I've hooked up with like so many women, and then it's like,
Right, like if we're only
been at a
counting
club and you, like,
makeouts,
yeah,
then
you kissed her
I've
on
had
the
like
Crazy.
how many? No. Have you said numbers on this show before?
No, I don't think
Never?
I've ever. Yeah, like body counts. No, I don't think I ever revealed
That's
numbers.
crazy.
Why?
But huh?
Why not?
Oh, that's a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just a little. I'm a virgin. I don't want the
Me
internet
too.
to know that
I think this
I've hooked up
podcast.
with zero
I'm glad
people.
I'm not alone. In my
Yeah,
virgin,
we should
virginity.
talk about how great being a virgin is and how
It's-
great celibacy is actually. Yeah,
The
yeah.
clarity of thought is
No, they don't give a.
Here,
I
well, no.
promise you, they do not. They.
No. I'm actually quite passionate about this, but I'm curious. Have you guys ever had a celibacy phase in your life?
Oh, you mean a dry spell? You mean?
It's been a bit of a rough patch. The past year, really.
Let's start
Celibacy.
there.
That's
Let's-
a nice way to put it.
Well, celibacy is a choice, right? And dry spell is
For
not.
the other
So that's the
person.
difference.
But
They have that choice.
they
They chose it for me. They always do.
Oh my god.
What? Okay, well, what do you mean? Because define that a little bit more.
Like just a phase in your life where like you're like, I don't want to see people mess around with people, hook up with people. Like I just want to focus on myself, you know, like
Damn.
not be in any
Yeah.
relationships, romantic, sexual, or otherwise.
Since I started having sex, I don't think I've gone back to not having sex.
I mean, if we're talking in terms of like, we'll say like the general pleasure received from any kind of experience or encounter, self or otherwise, I would say like going like a week or two can either be really great
Right.
or really stressful.
Do we even two even count?
It's 2 weeks?
Oh yeah.
What?
No. Week one, we might brush it off, but come week two, we're counting down like
I
damn.
feel like either you'd go into monk mode of like I could do this for the rest of my life.
So I experienced this. I did the study abroad in Singapore for a semester, my senior year of college, and I went through this like celibacy phase where I didn't have sex for like 6 months, and that was like one of the best times in my life.
Did you say
actually.
6
I, like-
months?
Yeah, I like I spent a lot of time. Sometimes like I'm like I want to go back there. I'm like
This
I
is in
wanna-
college?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was so peaceful. I had so much time to like focus on myself, like not think about men, not think about sex, not have mediocre sex. And that was actually this is interestingly enough, this is the innovation part, but I had so much time and like I think energy and like creativity that during that time, that's when I started tweeting on Twitter. And that's when my Twitter took off, was during the celibacy phase. Because I kept making jokes about not having sex. And they'd just go viral. Like I would do stuff like, I don't know, like day 102 without sex, like went to Halloween Horror Nights so something could make me scream again, or like day 103 without sex, like sat on the floor so I could feel hard wood under me, you know, just like puns. I did like 200 days
That's wild.
straight of like these puns. Yeah.
What I will say.
And then I had sex.
What I will say is,
She felt real wood.
yeah.
She felt real.
Then everything changed.
Yeah.
Everything just snowballed. What I will say is having control over your sexual desires and not just letting it run rampant.
Right.
And I think having like a time period of like, I'm not going to do this, or I'm not going to do this, or I'm not going to do this is important for, I think, anyone to do. Because like you get to realize, because some people cope really heavily, like with everything through like sex, like masturbation, porn,
Right.
and just
Yeah.
brain rot, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think something as simple as like, just keep the away, no.
Right.
Like I'm gonna just not gonna submit
Yeah.
my brain to
Right.
because it's on the internet, on Twitter, extremely overwhelming, and you can just find it anytime. You just use it to go to sleep. You can
Yeah.
use it for all sorts of things. And I think having times and periods where you get your life back in check or like
Yeah.
regulate things can be extremely like go a month, you know.
Yeah. Can I talk about this actually?
Yeah.
How we tried the no month
Yep.
together. So Lonnie and I in February, right?
Of all months.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
supposed to be November.
yeah, but we had missed November. And
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I was like,
the
we
new
need to
year,
do-
we missed January for resolutions, and we're like,
right.
we should just be better.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so we formed a pact to like do a no porn February.
Okay, wait. Is it no porn or no nut in
No
general?
porn.
Right. So y'all was still nutting.
Right.
Well,
Well,
you know.
okay, but the idea, so the idea when we were talking about this is like, I think a lot of porn, like once you watch it too much or like rely on it, it kind of like disillusions you a little bit from like real relationships, right? Like, oh, well, you don't need to talk to people because the porn is there. Or like, you know, like maybe I text, people less.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, what should I do?
I
this
text
anxiety.
people less.
Well, because like sometimes like, oh, I have anxiety, like I'm stressed or something like that, and you're just like, let me just go open Twitter or go open the internet, and it's like, well, maybe instead of just like buzzing, like almost electroshocking your brain into like numbness, maybe instead you get to the bottom of why you're feeling the way you're feeling, and you go talk to somebody about it, or you go read a book, or you go for a walk, and you find better ways to cope with the issues you're having instead of always just like blitzing your brain with like the most vile and foul things that could ever be.
So, this episode of the Down Bad Show was sponsored by ExpressVPN. And a VPN is a virtual private network. And for today, I want to put you guys on game about streaming services in different countries. If you're Japanese, Korean, Chinese, imagine what it's like watching thousands of different shows that you can't access on Netflix America. And you can only access those shows if you tap into a different network. It doesn't just go for Netflix, it goes for Disney Plus, it goes for Hulu, Amazon Prime, all these different streaming services you could access in a entirely different country if you download the ExpressVPN app. It allows you to tap into Korea, Japan, which I was in last month. Whole different set of animes and Japanese shows, or if you're like me, Chinese, maybe I want to tap in and watch some C-dramas. Boom, Netflix China. Yeah, you could access all these different shows for under $7 a month. ExpressVPN pays for itself. So if you want to use this opportunity and watch some more shows in different countries, call to action is right down below. Save some money watching some shows while you're at it. So don't forget to use my link and get 3 extra months for free if you sign up for ExpressVPN today. That's expressvpn.com/downbadshow. But do you guys ever remember a time in like when you guys were younger and you used as kind of like a stress relief? Like, man, I just failed my final. I'm gonna rub one out in the.
To be completely frank, like I've never even had sex or seen a sex before, whatever that is. But hypothetically, if we're talking in pure hypotheticals,
Right.
I would imagine that. No, I think like for like stress relief, it's like I think there's few times when it's pure stress relief as opposed to like you're kind of overindulging here, like you're overdoing it.
You're just bored.
Yeah.
You're just like you
At
don't
the
know
end
what to do.
at the end of finals week, I would actually like reward myself with. You know what I'm saying?
At the end of finals week,
sure.
Right.
like that's like a one
Yeah.
like once a week
But
type
again,
of a thing, as opposed to
Yeah, and I think we're also talking about slightly different things here where it's like I still masturbate, right? I'm still like, oh yeah, like rubbing one out is great. I think it's good for you. It like releases, like hormones, like all these things. Like I think it can regulate your body too, actually, if you don't do it too much. But I think porn specifically. So like when I did this no porn month, right? Like I found that if I did want to masturbate, I have to use like my imagination more, right? And I have to think about like the relationships in my life. Like maybe I'm thinking about my crush. And then when I do now, I'm like, oh, I should talk to him and like text him too. And now there's like, I think there's actually like benefits to my real life too, instead of just like watching people
this
I don't
imaginary
know.
world that's just like images and sounds that are conjugated, like, or not conjugated, conjured, like purely for like just overstimulating your brain and causing you to like.
Right. I mean, I think I almost think it's the same as like almost like a social media detox. Just like stop consuming media, right? And like taking a break from screens, but it's like specifically with porn.
I have a question. You ever get like triggers? Because for guys, we get like triggers that kind of is like a pregame to
Honestly,
porn.
the shape of this bottle was really like
Damn,
it was
you
like
went
I was
down
like,
bad. You saw a bottle. You're like me.
And I'm just if I see a
What
Coke
would
bottle,
that remind you of?
like just like got a little. You hear that?
She's wet.
And God forbid it's a Coke bottle,
Right.
With the form of
with the figure.
and I'm like, I have a lava lamp in my room.
The fizz, like when you
The
crack
lava.
open a.
calm down. I got this lava lamp in my room, and sometimes all the lava inside like comes together to form like hips, and I just be staring at it from across the room. I'm like, I gotta go on a walk or something like
Well,
that.
he had these answers prepared.
But for women specifically, right? It's like, or have you ever gotten like little triggers like, this is a hot man, or maybe you read something that like, this is enticing. This makes my pussy tangle a little bit. Let me go flick it off.
I've read tweets that have done that for me before.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
See, I see. For guys, I've heard it's very, very like from what I understand, it's just very, very visual.
Yeah.
For girls, it's more like a thought, a feeling, a place, or like an energy that's around something, or you read something.
Yes.
But for guys, again, it's like, I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. For girls, it's like, I read this chapter in a book, and I think I'm just kind of warm and sweaty right now, you know. And so it's like those differences. Like, I mean, it's funny because even like whenever I help my friends design their dating profiles, like the girls like, why am I getting no likes? And I'm like, look, you got to kind of know what kind of fish you're trying to catch. Like, guys are visual, so
wait, your homegirl's not getting any likes?
Well,
as far
like,
as I'm concerned, I think if you are just a woman on a dating app, you should get likes.
you're getting likes, but like sometimes they're like, I don't know, I'm not getting the type of guy. I'm like, well, you got to think about what you're showing, because I'm like, I get that you want to be modest and everything, but even a little bit of shoulder or something like that is
Right,
gonna get you a bigger pool.
give me a little cleavage.
The girl,
just lower.
the girl in the hoodie and the sweatpants is probably gonna get you a little less
1,000%.
attention
1,000%.
than a chick who's wearing like maybe like a top that shows off some shoulder and maybe some like calf.
Yeah.
A little bit
We're
of
not
ankle.
asking for much here,
Just
you know.
like, it's like, oh,
just
well,
a shoulder.
because that just activates something in us.
Right,
We see it,
right,
you know.
right.
So, and for a girl, it's like, well, you need to put a picture of like your family and the dog you're raising, and you need to show off like something you hanging out with like your friends or something, or like you're out doing fun things at a karaoke bar. For a guy, it's just like, oh wow, she has breasts. Like, you know, slut. For a girl, it's like, wow, he had a really thoughtful answer. And like he said, he wants to take me on a date to this place and this place. Like you showing off your bare chest to a girl, she'd be like, oh, that's okay. But like all this other stuff is just trashy. Like you got a leftover like Starbucks cup and a Popeye's biscuit on your bed in your room in this back picture. It's a no for me. You know, is that accurate?
But just a little bit of these.
Some of that
little
goes a
cleavage?
long way.
Oh my god!
I'm not asking anybody to do anything they're uncomfortable with.
Right.
But I'm just saying, if you're trying to catch a certain type of fish, you got to use the right bait. And that sounds actually probably really awful to say, like in a box, you know, like just isolated as a soundbite.
But we need
like,
bait. You know what I'm saying? We are.
But I just know who your audience is. You know who your audience is. That's what I'll say.
Yeah.
Is that accurate, or do you feel? You
I
resonate with that?
mean, I definitely agree with you that like women care more about like non-visual stuff sometimes. I mean, yeah, like you should be attractive enough, but then it's like, well, yeah, what's his personality? And I actually think there's a biological part of this where like when women are trying to find like a man, they're looking for someone who they think could potentially be like the father to the
Provider
child.
type of
You know,
energy.
yeah, like that's why you want photos with his family.
On a dating app?
Well,
She's
I mean,
like,
No,
this
I'm
is
not.
a
No,
father.
not consciously. but I'm saying subconsciously, right? But that's why the family photos are hot. That's why the dog, like, oh, he raises a dog. He's a good man. That's what you're looking at, right? He's a good man and like could be a good father someday.
I've read this.
That's the primal part for women, right?
Like I've read a book that broke this down for me. Like this, I'm like, there's no way. And I started asking like all these women in my life. I'm like, okay, whenever you see a guy, like when do you first notice a guy? So like for a guy, we notice a woman, like we see her and she's like wearing something, like, oh, okay. Or she shows her little leg, we're like, oh, I see you.
Yeah.
A woman wears clothes and has legs.
or some yoga pants. With some booty.
That is, yes, absolutely. She could have given the best speech up on stage. We're like,
fuck.
that's cool.
Yeah.
You know, and then she walked by in some pants. We're like, what's your name? Who are you? Like, what do you do around here? She's like, I was the keynote speaker. And I'm like,
Wow.
that's so cool.
What were you wearing though?
Yeah, like, no way. I would have noticed.
This is so crazy.
Isn't it?
Because I've experienced that, right? Like I'll go to tech conferences, right? And I give speeches. And then afterwards, like people come up to me and it's like, yeah, like kind of like great speech, but it's also like, oh shit, like I love like your dress or like your, you know, all this other stuff.
I think you just got to know the game. And so this is what I heard for women. Like a girl notices like when a guy first walks in the room, but she will notice like, what socks is he wearing with his shoes? Did he talk to the guy like at the bar? Did he talk to anybody else in the room?
Presence
Yeah. Did he dap up the guy at the door or whatever? Because that
right.
shows that he's like he's well connected.
Right.
Did he like joke with his buddies? Like did another girl walk up and he like gave her a hug? He's like, hey, it's good. And like, oh wow, he's good with other women, so he's a safe person. Like they're recognizing all these things.
Yes.
And we're just like, I like the pants. You got a pretty face on your body. Do you want to eat shrimp or something? I don't know.
This is actually so true because right, my boyfriend and I have talked about when we first met each other and what we thought about the other person. And John is like, oh yeah, like I thought you were the prettiest woman in the room. And I'm like, oh, that's sweet. And I remember like funny things that he said to me.
Tell us what you saw. Tell us how you perceived that whole thing.
I don't even remember how he looked. Like I don't remember perceiving his looks.
You don't have. Oh right.
I was so surprised when I found out he's like 6'2", and I'm like, oh, I didn't know you were tall. Like, I'm like, what? Why are you tall?
It's hard when you talk about raising that first seed.
He made this funny joke about how I like fed his bread to my dog, and like it's just like a funny joke about how like. He was like, is the bread not good? Like he was like bantering with me, and I'm like, no, it's good. And then he's like, why are you feeding it to your dog? Like kind of like that. Yeah. And it made me laugh, and I'm like, I like him. He's funny.
That's crazy. I love it. It's just so wild how like people don't realize the differences. Like we were talking about doing that dating like app thing where we just like rate people's dating apps because like guys will go in like. I want to see some skin, so I'm showing off skin. It's like, you don't understand who you're trying to reach. You're misguided. Right. And then women are like, I said all this fun stuff. And it's like, he's not reading this paragraph.
Now like, in your dating profile, right? Yeah. Assuming you have one. What should go on your first picture, your second picture?
Oh boy,
picture?
this is the sub podcast right here, the mini version of the dating. Okay, so like you gotta first ask yourself, are you trying to do something short term? Long term.
Okay, let's go with the short term. What's the first 3 pictures?
Okay, so if you're looking short term, if you're looking for short term, it also depends on like what type of girl you're trying to, or guy you're trying to like connect with.
Bad bitches.
Well, yeah, define
what kind of bad?
Yeah.
Right.
What do you mean? What do you mean? You know?
Right. Okay.
Because I feel like, yeah, no, you got to define it more. Because I'm like, whenever I'm helping my friends, I'm asking questions. Like, I'm just trying to. I'm like, okay, well, here's the thing. If you want somebody who's bad but's gonna like spend all your money and not care about you, then you go and put up something different. Show off that you have money. Doesn't matter what you say. Maybe put something a little thoughtful.
Okay.
Barely though.
I want someone who's bad, but also she's she also have wifey qualities.
Tell me more about the wifey qualities. You think she's like I'm doing my career thing, but I'm willing to settle down and like code.
No, not settle down. You know,
see, this is important. You got to define. It's hard to hit a goal you haven't identified. You got to kind of think about like what you're going for, because that's going to tell you what you should be. Again, the bait or who your audience is, really.
Right. Okay, so let's set some general preferences.
Sure.
So somebody that's over 22.
Okay.
Right, over 22. So out of college.
Yeah. Okay. Go on. Like just yeah.
Okay, you have a man. Yeah. All right. Someone out of college.
Yeah.
Petite Asian.
Dyes their hair. Has a Twitter presence.
Yeah.
Cute laugh.
Yeah. And
there it is.
No. just short petite Asian. That's just right up my alley.
All right.
I feel like, okay, so Rosie, you can talk about this a little bit more than I, because I mean, from a woman's perspective, like I think you can probably illustrate what you would be looking, if you're looking for a short-term relationship, what kind of qualities would you be like, oh, he's definitely here for the short term and I'm interested, versus like this dude's trying to get married and I don't know if I'm about that.
I think I go about it a little differently. And again, I recognize I have a lot of privilege here as like a woman on a dating app. Right, where it's like I
check your privilege at the door. we love a privilege-aware queen.
I don't have a problem like getting matches or like the audience is there, and so I don't know. And also for me personally, like I go on a lot of dating apps with like no expectations. Like honestly, like if we become friends, awesome. I love making friends. If we like end up hooking up, awesome. Like I like sex, and if we end up in a beautiful relationship, that's cool too. Like I'm emotionally available. Like I'm up for anything. And so my dating profile is usually it's really catered for me. It's like I put out things that are important to myself, like the photos that I like, the bios that I think are like who I am, and because I believe that'll attract the right person.
You're saying you don't really have to fish. You just be yourself. You just be you and put that there, and then like what comes to you, and whatever works.
Yes, but I don't know. I believe that's how people should go about it too. Like I don't know if people should go about like, oh, I want this kind of chick, so I'm gonna present myself this way. Because
you gotta fish. We have to fish.
Look, I hear you, and I love that. But then that's like sometimes I say to my friend like, just be yourself. And then he goes around like just sniffing people's hair. And I'm like, you see, that's bad.
No, but I'm saying, but if you're a person that sniffs hair, like, why would you hide that? And because,
no. Look. If you like to sniff hair, it's fine if you like to sniff hair. But just don't sniff it within the first 2 months of
You can't say that off rip. You cannot put that as your first photo because like.
Yo, get her in love with you first.
And then let her
sniff
know.
her shits.
Show her that you're... Well, I thought it was the hair, not the. But then,
Well,
Listen, I just have a strong belief out there, and I know it's hard. Like, I mean, everyone's weird and unique, but like, I believe that there's a right person for you where like all your weird stuff, like, I believe there's a girl out there that likes sniffing hair too, and if you hide it, you're never gonna find her.
No, I mean, I listen to women, all right, and I make a space for women, all right. I listen to women, I make a space for women at the table, and I will build a seat for women, and that seat is gonna be my face half the time. But the important part that I want to bring up is that like, no matter how weird you are, that was good. No matter how weird you are, I feel like there's a very important like concept of energy match. Like at the onset, like if I walk up to somebody and they're like, they don't seem interested at all, but I'm like high energy, it's immediately like, oh, I don't think they're interested. Right. But if I go up to them and they're kind of like, oh, hey, hi. And I'm like, oh, hey, hi. Like we matching energy at the start. That sets that like common ground at the beginning and we can explore things after that, you know?
Sure.
But like, if a girl's like super, like, just to be honest, if a girl's like super duper excited to talk to me and I'm kind of like, what's going on here? Yeah. Like what's happening? I get a little weirded out. I'm like, we're not on that same level. We're missing energy. And so I'm a little weirded out and it's going to take extra steps to come to that common ground where we're like, okay, cool. No, they're normal. They were just excited that day or something. But if you can like kind of match that energy early on, it just kind of sets a stable foundation to start exploring those other things. That's why it's like, if you're sniffing hair, that's okay. But like, I think you need to like establish this common ground energy of like, I have my life together. Yeah. I am a normal enough person. And here are some things I'm into. Maybe as you go further down the line, or maybe after a few messages are exchanged first. Because like, don't start off with like, I want to sniff your hair. Like start off showing
what date should they bring
that could be the first date.
That could be the first date.
I think it could be the first date.
I think it's whenever you start feeling comfortable with that person. And I mean, listen,
the hair sniffing thing, I feel like that's a...
Well, that's just an analogy. That's just an analogy for whatever quirky thing you are. But no, I agree with you. And again, I'll preface with like, I'm an outlier and I have so many people in my DMs that I'm okay with filtering people out. Like I mean, my bio literally says Gorilla Grip Coochie on it. Like that is pretty, that's pretty bold, that's pretty out there. And I like that because I feel like it ends up attracting people like you, like very sex positive people, like people that are funny, that aren't afraid
even though I've never had sex.
Right, exactly. But like, and we end up vibing. And I'm like, if I hit that part, like what if we never ended up on this podcast, you know? So that's why I feel so strongly about like things that are important to you. Also let it out there, but to your point, like balance it, like find common ground first. Let people know you're normal first. Like I have normal things in my bio too.
Yeah. And I think here's the thing too. You're on this elevated platform where everybody can kind of see you and see everything else about you. Where other people, it's like, I know nothing else about you. I don't know anything you're doing, and I have no idea. You might just be a serial killer who likes sniffing hair. But as for you, it's kind of like there's generally more often than not, whenever you have a platform or a presence, people can kind of get a sense for who you are and decide off rip, oh, I like you. And then sometimes there's that fact that just because you have a platform, people are like, I'm interested because you have results, you've done something significant, you know? But I think for the average person, my advice is like, establish some common ground and make sure they feel comfortable and you feel comfortable, and then you can start like exploring and seeing if they're comfortable with more of those things. But I feel like it can be you can kind of scare a fish off. Right. I love that we're talking about spouses, significant others, and dates as fish. That's very humanizing and exciting for me. But yeah, there's also the thing of like what you say on that first match too, which I think is very interesting. Like once you match with somebody, it's very fun.
Topic. I hate just boring opener. I hate lazy openers. Actually, that's my pet peeve. It's like, hi.
No,
hey. Like, what do you want me to do with that?
I have a rule for this. The rule is you should never, I don't know where I saw it, so unfortunately, maybe it's just Google, maybe it's ChatGPT, but the rule is you should never send an opener that you could send to another person.
What does that mean?
So like...
Big!
So basically, you go through their profile, don't just say hi, don't say hey. You should, if she's got a picture with like her mom or a dog, you should say an opener that is simply something that is specific to her.
Of course.
Like you shouldn't say something like, what's up? What are you doing? And something like, yo, I see you love hugging dogs. Like, I'm trying to be your dog tonight. Arf, arf. Or something, whatever.
Right.
You know, that's stupid. But also I have another rule where I don't think too long about my openers. Right. I just think of the most ridiculous thing that makes me laugh and I just send it. And that's that whole thing of like, be yourself. And I found for me, that works for me. I wouldn't recommend that to everybody because if your opener's like, I really want to sniff your hair, and then you can't back that up with a level of normalcy, then don't do that. You know, but for me personally, my rule is like,
there's no coming back. There's no coming back.
I really like that. Mine with openers is like that too. Is I just go with honestly what was it that made me want to match with this person? And sometimes it's like, oh, like that picture looks really cool. Where is that? Is that Japan? Like boom. And now it's like, yeah, like I cared about you, I cared about your profile. Or like sometimes it's like their job, like, oh shit, like you're software engineering at this startup. Like I work at a startup too.
Yeah.
Like that's cool. And then like some common ground to talk off of where this person and when you make it cater to that person, it makes it easy for them because you're picking stuff that they already like to talk about, right? Like that is important to their life. So that conversation is gonna flow. Like you can't.
And most other people are just saying hi or hey, smiley face. So whenever you do anything that's slightly more like interesting, like it's immediately like I've sent some crazy openers to people and you'd be surprised how many they do. Like this one chick had like this little smile. She was going like this to the camera. I'm like, this is that type of smile you do to like your boyfriend after you just farted under the covers. And he's like, what's that smell? Something died. And you're just like, and she matched. And she's like, oh my God, that's so funny. And I'm like,
That's
all right,
exactly
cool.
what happened.
Yeah. It's like, that's when he took the photo. You know?
You ever said something like super abrasive? Like,
Yes.
I eat your ass.
Kind of like whenever, well, usually I have found that those things don't really work on chicks. Like the first, like you, correct me if I'm wrong, but unless you can make it really funny and like, oh, that was like abrasive, but it was self-aware.
Right.
Then that's different. But you don't just go in there saying, wow, your body looks amazing. Like,
yeah, there's a fine line between like, oh, funny joke and like sexual harassment. And I think a lot of people end up in this bottom bucket where if you're just like, let me eat your asshole, like,
Maybe
I don't know. Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah,
Maybe you're not into that. That's the second message.
Maybe.
Right?
If you can establish some good rapport on the first one, it's like, oh my God, you and your family look great. Like, I can't wait to meet your mom. And she's like, oh my God, you're so funny. And I can't wait to like,
Dine.
what were you going to say? What were you going to say?
Downstairs.
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna give another example. Like, let's say if someone really wanted to compliment my ass or whatever it was, and maybe if they're really funny and creative with it, like I don't know, like the most beautiful mountains of the Himalayas, you know, that have formed over the past like billions of years, could not compare
Smart.
to the beauty
Clever.
of your. But like ass,
Your buttocks.
or whatever the fuck, and I feel like I'd read that and I'd be like, that's so creative
That's
and clever.
poetic.
Yeah, and I would reply. And now it's like right, like it's like kind of the same compliment, like nice ass is the thought, but one's like really aggressive and sexual and creepy, and one is like damn, like
It's like you're smart, you're
nature,
thoughtful.
mountains.
I have also recently learned that like women prefer to be, I used to compliment girls like based off of like, oh, hey, you look great. I love your outfit. I love this. But I recently had a girl tell me, she's like, we already know we look pretty half the time, especially out here in LA.
Yeah.
Don't tell me I look pretty. Don't tell me my outfit. Compliment something like emotional or like perceptive about me. Be like, oh, wow, you really make people feel seen and heard. Or like, I love the way you like interact with your friends. That's what, see? Like,
Don't that
who
sound a
cares?
little like
Like, as a
generic,
guy,
though?
who cares, bro? Who cares? And Rosie's like, oh my God, that's so sweet. I need to go to the bathroom. Like what?
You know, but that only works with like LA girls who are like, oh, I like to feel things.
But
you say that to like a New York chick, they're like, get the fuck out of here with this corny shit.
About all this stuff.
Yeah, this shit, you sound
What a
mad
corny-
corny
yeah,
right now. What the fuck is you talking about?
LA girl, at least in LA girls. I'm like, in the South, you can just tell a girl, you look prettier than a grain of corn or something like that. And she's like, well, damn, let's get married, you know? I've done it before.
My cousin,
It
hopefully.
works. There's nobody out here prettier at the family function than you, Mary Jane. I'm from Florida, so like Florida is also still the South. People think Florida is not the South. Miami is not the South. The rest of Florida is very. We got Bojangles, Chick-fil-A, Popeyes. Like,
Wait. So a little backstory. You grew up in?
I grew up in Florida. I grew up in Jacksonville, Florida.
Florida.
Jacksonville Jaguars. I have nothing else to say.
Word. Nothing else comes from my city besides
Little
a
Duval,
mid-football
you know, that's about it. You know, but
Your delivery matters so much.
Absolutely.
Right?
It was so shocking. They're like, what? And then I was just like, yeah. And they were like, oh, I see. Okay, all right.
Like you said it more like casually, right?
Yeah.
That's your delivery. But if it was more of like, where were you guys when the
Ew.
right? It all matters in the delivery.
Absolutely. And so, I mean, so that's like one of the craziest things. Other times I literally just think of the most like wildest thing that's still like funny and appropriate.
Yeah.
And then I will just shoot that over about their profile.
Give me another one. I feel like you're good at this, bro.
I almost feel like we should like open up like somebody's apps and just go like, oh, I'd say this, say this, say this. But like literally, like, I don't know. I mean, it's just, I just say like the wildest thing because either they're about it or either they're like, you're weird. And if they still respond and say I'm weird, something about it was interesting enough. And then like, well, let's see what else you got. And then it's just like, all right, just keep it going. And like, then take some time to like really like think about what you're saying or like compliment them and figure out what you enjoy about them. Because I mean, like I think a lot of this, and also another rule I learned about dating apps is as quickly as possible get to a date. Like if you're being serious. Like a lot of people just sit, like some people don't know this, but like people just sit on the apps, messaging, it goes nowhere, it fizzles out. I have a rule within 48 hours, we have to do a FaceTime date. And on the FaceTime date, this is stupid, and then I'll stop hogging the microphone. But like I have two things I'll do. 15-minute talent show or a 15-minute room tour.
15 Wait, that's actually so cute.
That's a long room tour.
That's so creative.
But like, no, I do a room tour, they do a room tour.
Okay.
So like, it's like you kind of get to see.
Cute.
Exactly. Because you immediately get it. Like, it's better than just like sitting down like, so babe, what's up? Like, what are you doing? Like, what's up? You know, but you get to kind of do something.
It's a screening. Before I actually meet up with you. Like, are you worth my time here?
I mean, are you really weird? Like, are you bland as hell? Like, am I just going to be the only one talking the whole time? But you have a chance, especially looking for something more long term. It's like a good way to be like, oh, that was fun. Or like, and the best part is 15 minutes, you're out. Yeah. Unless it's really great. We stay for 30 minutes, an hour talking and like talking about the next
like maybe in her room you just like what the fuck is that doll behind you?
Exactly. It's like you like One Piece? Oh, that's crazy. Look
or good things. You
know, or like what's in your purse or whatever. Like, this is what's in my backpack.
Right.
Like
you
immediately get like a real time.
But no, it's just a way to learn so much about a person. Like I think someone's room tells you so much about them and like things that they love. So that's awesome.
But you know how girls be sometimes. They're like, oh my god, my room's a mess.
Exactly. That's the cute part.
Right now.
That's the cute part. It's like no. Just show me. All right, just show me like a little corner. Show me like your
I don't even have my makeup on.
You look beautiful. Just show me like your favorite thing in the room. You look so good. Yeah. Stop it.
And then they show you just like a quarter.
Yeah, just like.
Quit my dog. Go quit playing.
Exactly.
No. Well, I was gonna just ask you same question. Like, when did you have the most riz? Like your craziest slide that worked out.
The most riz.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been on some dates lately, huh? The past year.
Yeah. Quite a couple. All right, so this was one in Korea. So on Hinge, right? They have little prompts.
Yeah.
And one of the prompts goes, "I want someone who is intelligently stimulating, but also the life of a party." Right. So I respond with, so to your point, like I picked something from her shit.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna comment on that. Hey, let's go to Barnes and Nobles at 8 p.m. Then down Tequila at the club at 10.
Wow.
Right? Already like, intellectual. It's intellectually stimulating.
We're scheduled.
And we're the life of a party.
I'm telling you where to go.
Boom. We already have a date from the first message, bro.
Yeah.
Dog. They love whenever you can give them a time and place.
That's
People
true.
say that,
True.
but whenever it's like this, and this, let's do it.
Yes.
Off rip. Like,
so did you guys go do that?
That was I don't know what happened to this. Hold on, let me see what happened to this one.
How dare you?
What? I would have gone.
Yeah.
Actually, I was asked on a bookstore date once, and I like went the same evening. I was like, oh, sounds awesome.
Tell you what, what is the worst way? No, I don't want to know. Like I was gonna say, what's like the best way you've ever been asked out and the worst way you've ever been asked out?
It's good. No, it's a good question.
Best way I've been
the worst
asked
way, I
out.
think there's plenty.
Ooh,
like you gotta go the most.
That's horrific.
And what about the best way made it so great?
I mean, we've talked about this, but how John, my boyfriend, asked me out. He drew. He painted a rose for me with a little poem asking me out, and then he like had like a mailing, like a return envelope. So he like mailed it to
Ryan
me.
Gosling.
And then like had a checkbox for me to like return.
Okay,
times. Fuck you. Fuck you. You asked me the questions. Let me talk. But it was it was obviously romantic. Yeah, it's like the kind of rom-com dream that like women dream about, and it's just so high effort, and it's so catered. It's so like catered to me, right? It's like rose. I love flowers. It's like my favorite colors. It's like
it's not that hard. That's the crazy thing. Like, should men spend more time watching rom-coms and reading like romantic books written by women?
Man, keep raising the standard. I'm over here trying to lower the standard.
I'm
like, this is what we should be, bro. Like,
Jimmy,
you doing a whole lot over here.
Doing too much. Reading books, watching films,
learning how to code,
consuming literature.
Jesus Christ here. Oh my God, these standards, bro. Yo, chill out.
Listen, I'm telling you though, if any guy just sent flowers to my house to ask me out, like with a little note, and you don't even have to write that, like the flower places do it for you, I'd go out with him. It's just not.
You can have ChatGPT make a whole date in today's day and age. For being honest.
But you say this on this podcast they're gonna make a clip out of it, and then you're just gonna see all the comments from the girls. Go off, queen. Oh my god. Setting a standard, setting an example.
I think we should.
If he wanted to, he would.
If he wanted to, he would. I believe this.
Listen, ladies, guys, we're dumber than you think we are.
If I wanted to, I can't. I don't have the skill sets.
Yeah.
I don't have the 4 years.
It's not easy, but because you're watching this show, you're learning. You know,
you are slowly learning.
You're learning.
But then unfortunately, you know, your genetics caps you at.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So
that's true. How many points does a guy get when he's funny out of 10?
Oh, that's it.
Like what do you mean by points?
He's a 4.
Oh, like how many does it add to him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like if he's like you funny, 3 points.
He's like, damn, that's it.
Don't see the real time processing. Yeah, I'm about to be like, he's 4.
I ain't gonna lie.
About to be like 7 or something. She's like 3. I'm like, whoa.
No, it takes you from like a 4 to a 7, bro. That's a huge upgrade. Yeah.
What are other things a guy can do to like? Oh, okay. So you're a 4. What are some things a guy can do? Being funny. If you're not funny, he's not funny. He doesn't have that. What's something else he could do?
Just effort, like being sweet. I made a tweet about this recently, but Josh Hutcherson, right, the guy that played PETA in Hunger Games, he's having a resurgence on Twitter. Everyone's all over him right now. But
Josh who? Josh
Hutcherson.
Josh, okay.
And okay,
Josh
this man, right, played PETA in Hunger Games, who's basically just this huge simp, like wanted to die for Katniss.
He painted himself like a tree and hid the whole time.
And he's 5'5" in real life, right? The actor is 5'5". And a bunch of women are simping over him because he does stuff like, so he has a girlfriend and every single one of her photos on Instagram, so he doesn't use Instagram at all, right? No post, green flag. But all he does on Instagram is he comments under his girlfriend's photos in Spanish, which is her native language. And he'll say things like, these are the photos of my dreams, and like how I love you, and like how beautiful, oh my God, and like so beautiful, I'm going to die. Every single photo.
I'm not gonna lie, when I was in a relationship, I did do corny shit like that.
Right. But I'm saying being sweet and affectionate, for whatever reason, men are so afraid to do that.
In a public context of social media.
But so hot. So hot.
I hear that's what makes relationships last. No, like having something
commenting on Instagram posts.
No, but like having something you do regularly, no matter what,
being recognized
for your girl, for your partner, whatever. Just having something you will do no matter what.
Right.
I hear that goes a very, very long way.
Yeah. Like I know guys like husbands that like still give their wives flowers every week. You know, and I'm like, that's romantic, and it's not that hard. It's like $10 at Trader Joe's a week, and your wife will suck your dick that night.
I think she should suck it regardless.
Yeah,
but I think in this day and age though, with social media, with Instagram, right, something that people put their heart and souls into kind of, and they would like to get a little comment from their man. Yeah, because I remember when I was in relationships, and I would sometimes comment out of pocket things like, oh babe, great feet.
Yeah.
7 out of 10.
Yeah.
A little curveball, right? But
he commented, great feet.
but it's
like, I can't do this.
But it's like, that's cute, right?
Oh.
No.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. Well,
Look. One of the other things, if you can have female friends, like some of my female friends have gotten me through the most confusing moments of like dating and situations like ever in my life. I was just like, I have no idea what to do. And I go to ask my guy friends, they're like, well, she wants you, dude. 100% she wants you.
What's that? Give me context.
Can I talk about this?
Wait, give me context.
Can I talk about this?
Give me context. Give me
All
context.
right. Let me give you context. So the first time.
Before you go into it, I would just say, if you can have like female friends in your life who you aren't trying to have sex with, who can be spirit guides for you through this world in which we share with women, you will be so much better off. You can text them and say, she sent me this. What do I say back? Like, you're so much better off. It's a lifesaver. So listen to this story.
This is very true. Because again, I think men are always thinking, oh, she must fuck me. Oh, she must. And like, if you ask a guy friend for advice, he's going to give you the same thing. You ask a girlfriend, like, you ask me, I'm going to be like, it sounds like she's just being nice. Because that's okay. So here's the situation. You're hearing this for the first time, but how Lonnie and I met, actually. We met for the first time through a mutual friend, Marcus, right? So Marcus had met at a party, and we were gonna hang out and grab dinner or something. And Marcus was like, "Oh, I'm actually in the area with Lonnie. Can I bring Lonnie too?" And I'm like, "Okay, whatever the fuck, little." Like, okay, bring him along. Bring your little girlfriend. Like, I didn't care that much.
Yeah.
So Marcus comes over for dinner.
Yeah.
And I meet this guy for the first time. I'm like, oh, he's very funny. He's like immediately super sarcastic. Like, he's talking war crimes like 10 minutes into talking. Okay, just like
Just like today.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm like,
from?
listen, I'm like, he's funny, he's sarcastic, so I can turn my funny and sarcastic on.
Yeah.
You know me, my funny and sarcastic is sex
Sexy.
jokes.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, every time he gives me something where there's a sex joke, I'm making it. Right? And then apparently I'm doing stuff like I bite my lip a lot because they're dry. and then look, I'm
wants to.
yeah. And I was like, we had dinner and I'm like, oh, do you guys want to like go paddle boarding on the canals? And listen, there's 3 of us, and I had a boyfriend at the time, so I'm in my head, I'm just like, there's no way.
Here, let me bounce it back over here. Just bounce pass, real quick bounce pass.
Just.
Oh, got it. Elbows up,
Yeah.
All right, so like. I'm there. I'm like, that's super great. We're here. Me and Marcus are hanging out. She's like, you guys want to take a tour of the house? I'm like, yeah, sure. That's super fun. And mind you, like after you go paddle boarding, she's like, you guys can go upstairs and shower in my room. And I'm like,
guys, so you two.
Me and Marcus.
Oh,
she's like, you guys can go shower like upstairs in my room. But the whole time we're out paddle boarding, she's like saying stuff like, oh my God, just being like a horny little girl like me. And like biting the lip and looking down. And like, I'm like,
right, that's Rosie.
And I'm like, who knew? First time meeting, who knew? So me and Marcus, I'm like, Marcus, you invited me here. Are you trying to?
You trying to do a threesome?
Yeah, Marcus, what's going on, bro? Like, I don't know. I'm like, what's this? If this is you, I got you. I'll be a wingman, bro. I got it. I'll turn it down, and just all you, because I think you saw the way she looked at you. She wants this. Like, she wants you, bro.
Yeah.
Like, maybe both of us. I don't know, but you first and foremost.
Maybe both of us.
Yeah, you first and foremost. So she's like, oh, you guys go shower upstairs, and like she's giving us a house tour. She's like, oh yeah, my boyfriend's out of town right now, but like we can like hang out in here and stuff like that.
That was me saying I have a boyfriend, but
what? No. No, this is a script, bro.
I know, and I'm
my
saying
boyfriend's out of town.
Yeah, like but you guys can like come upstairs in the jacuzzi in my bedroom, and we can like all jacuzzi in there. And I'm like, okay, Marcus, I'm confused. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's hard to say. This is a
no. You probably huddled with him.
Yeah,
I was like, yo, what are you doing right now?
downstairs. Like, I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Do I just start stripping, or or maybe in the shower? Maybe we invite her up.
Yeah. What does she want us to do? We're like sitting here. We're like. I'm like. She said, go upstairs and like hop in the. So are we supposed to be naked when she comes up here? Like, what are we supposed to do? And we decide like, let's just keep our clothes on and keep playing it by ear.
I took the safe route.
Of course.
She would have came up to a naked man. Had it been me,
I would have screamed.
I'm like Marcus, I really don't know, but we should really play it safe here.
Okay.
And so like we're in the in the jacuzzi, and like it's 4 of us.
Oh, there's another character.
Was it August? Oh my God, there was
3
another
guys.
guy.
It's about to be a train.
And so,
yeah, another friend of mine
adds to
was
my
also
confusion.
there.
Adds to my. She's like, yeah, my boyfriend's out of town. We're in her bedroom, like in the jacuzzi, and I'm just like.
Oh, really?
You guys, this is I can play the ukulele. I'm just like doing something, and I'm like, you guys, Marcus, I think this is I'll play a good song, and you can do whatever. And August is just over in the corner, like,
just 3
sitting in the hot tub,
3 fucking virgins,
and nothing.
Yeah.
And so then just fast forward, me and like August leaves at some point. Me and Marcus are just on the sidewalk, like dripping in our shorts. Like, I look at Marcus, I'm like, buddy, I think we fumbled the bag. I'm like, I think we fumbled it. We were supposed to make a move. Like, because we sit up and play Catan after that.
Where did she come in? So you guys are in the jacuzzi.
And she's there.
All of us are in the jacuzzi.
Yeah, she's there
so
with us.
To me, it's a group hangout. It's a bunch of people.
So you're in your bikini.
Yes.
All right. Hold on. We're missing some details here. Like, all right, so you're in your bikini and you're going, fuck, I'm kind of like horny.
That's not.
No, we're doing stuff like she's like got the bubbles in her hand and like putting the bubbles on, like making bubbles.
Yeah, we made beard bubbles. Like, what part of that screams, I want to have sex to you?
Touching our face. And she's like, oh, I gotta scoot by. Let me just scoot out of the tub.
These bubbles.
And I'm like, Marcus, I'm getting mixed signals, bro.
Oh, look
like,
at the bubbles.
And so then like we like August leaves, me and Marcus like still hang out. We're like she goes downstairs. Right. We do another huddle. I'm like, are you what do we do? And she's like,
I think we're losing. This is like I think we're down like 20 right now.
I'm like she wants us to make a move, but I don't know how to do that. Like she hasn't given clear like I don't know what.
What am I supposed to do with the
Yeah, and
bubbles? Should I
Marcus
just
is-
throw it on her tits or something?
Marcus is like, well, I don't know. She was in the jacuzzi. I'm like, I know, but like, I don't know. I have like sisters. I'm respectful. I don't know how to ask. Like, I don't know what you want me to do. And so then we're downstairs playing Catan. Like, if that was an opportunity, we missed it entirely. So now we're just playing Catan, and like this is our last stand.
Right,
This is our last
it's
chance.
a Hail Mary.
Like, yeah, we're playing Catan, and it's like we're like doing stuff like, okay, I'm gonna trade some wheat. Rosie, I'll like trade you some wood. She's like, oh yeah, you're gonna trade me your wood. And I'm like,
Oh no, she didn't say
yeah,
that.
yeah. And so I'm like,
Of course I would say that. I play guitar. I'm like, can I have your Gabe? I want your wood. Jimmy, I want your wood. Lonnie, I want your wood.
I turned to Marcus. I'm like, Marcus, what do we do? Yeah, Marcus, what do we
have my
do?
wood ready.
I thought she wanted your wood, but I think she wants my wood. What do we? How do we? What do the wood truck wood? Just struggling, bro. And so after that, again, we obviously, in my mind, I'm like, we fumbled the bag because we're on the sidewalk, like dripping our shorts still wet from the jacuzzi.
Right,
it's
right,
like we were with the total baddie and played Catan, and we're in the hot tub and made 0 moves. Like, Either we're the most gentlemanly people on the planet, or we're the most stupid to ever exist. Like, how could she send clearer signals?
Yeah.
And so from that moment, me and Marcus said, we're gonna get sexy and we're gonna learn women. And so like come February, like that later that year, it's like Valentine's Day. We didn't have dates, so we went and got our ears pierced and stuff like that. We're like, we're gonna learn how to be sexy and how to talk to women and make sure we never miss another opportunity. If she doesn't want to have sex or like make out, then that's fine.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna be because we didn't make a move and we're too scared, you know. So then I come to find, I tell this story to Rosie like literally last month. She's like, what?
No, it's fun. It's fun. Also, it's hilarious. You literally got your ears pierced because of me, basically. but anyways, but it's funny because right, like that night, they're texting all their friends like, "Did we fumble? Was she making a move?" Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, she's totally into you." Me,
Really? They're like, he was in you. She invited you to her jacuzzi while her boyfriend was out of town. Yeah, she wanted that.
Okay.
Yeah, she wanted that.
They leave, and I text my boyfriend, and I'm like, oh my god, I just hung out with these new, like I hung out with Lonnie today. He's like one of the, he's so funny. Like I had so much fun. Like we went paddleboarding.
Right.
Like we hung out all night, and I'm like, I really miss.
Single men are in
and
my
I'm like,
jacuzzi.
I really miss you. Well, we just have a very secure. Okay, but that's not what I'm thinking. I don't think single men. I just think friends. My friends are in the jacuzzi with me. Listen, I would get in a jacuzzi with you 3 goofheads over here. Okay.
Yeah, well, I know you now. Back then, I'm just like, if I'm in the psyop, if you're just,
I'm just
like,
I don't know. I'm just very trusting with everybody. Like I think sometimes, again, when I like meet a person and it just feels like I'm just like, that's my person. That's that's what I felt with you, Lonnie. I was just like, oh, this guy, we're gonna be friends. We're gonna be good friends for a long time.
and here we are.
And I just. So yeah, now I'm like, dang, maybe I need to have more boundaries with guys and not treat treat guy and girlfriends the same.
I think so.
You're treating. No, obviously, no. It's like, oh, I'm gonna change real quick. Let me like just pop out my yitties. Like, don't do that in front of your guy friends.
I think. Well, no, I think it's fine.
He's like, no, you can do that. You can do.
no.
Yeah, women, you should change.
Hold on. Still want see some titties.
Yeah. You can bring out the yayas. Pop out the yayas whenever you please. That's fine. I will respect
No. When I do have a girlfriend, I don't think I should be looking at my homegirl's titties anymore. All right, I just want to have that out there. All right. Respectfully though, I do have a question. Do you ever notice when like you know like people look at your titties?
No,
Like
I have small titties.
In conversation.
No.
You don't ever notice, like, no, say it was in a context like that, right? Like, you know, you had your bra out or like swimsuit, right? And you're just making casual. I know you at that time, you were like trying to like maintain. It was like focus, soldier. Yeah, it was like I enjoy being your friend.
I actually don't think once in my life I've ever noticed, like, and I'm also not looking. I don't know. I feel like I'm so trusting and so okay.
You never had like just a conversation with a guy and for him to.
I love the sound. It was like,
see, but I don't even think twice about it. I'm just like, oh, I don't know.
Oh, they're just
what?
Oh, he just like wander.
I know, cause I do. Yeah, I do that sometimes. Like again, I bite my lips sometimes. I'm just like, oh, like cool little flower on your. I don't know. I have really good. I think of people in very like good faith.
I'm just a pure soul. I'm just a pure soul, and I just want the best for people, and I expect the best in people. I'm sorry. I'm just like the world's not a safe place, Rosie.
It's really not. We're looking at titties.
I get. No, it's almost ironic. I think it's like when I make everything a sex joke, like sometimes it's like sex is not real to me. Like it's actually just a joke now. It's like just this like
Not real.
fake word.
Check your privilege at the door, Rosie. She's like, I have so much money. It's just an idea at this point. I have so much of the sex. I forget it happens. Like I forget that most of the world lives.
People actually think about in a serious way. I forget people. actually like want to have sex and think about people they meet in a sexual context. You know, I'm curious. I'm curious now. While we were, becoming friends, and when we first met, did you ever think, "Damn, she wants to fuck me"?
Hey, comment down below, girls, if you think all of you. That's like the terrified laugh. That's like all right, we're gonna go on to the next segment of the podcast. He said back when we first met.
This is good tea. Okay, so when I first met you, I was in a relationship.
As was I.
But something about your demeanor though, if I remember correctly, it was flirty.
Yeah.
It was flirty.
Yeah.
For sure.
Right.
But then it didn't cross my mind. I was like, so I think I already had like a long stint of like friendship, whereas like I was in a relationship, you were in a relationship, so it was more like just friendship. Now when I got out of the relationship,
I feel like okay.
And I had people like, oh, that's gonna be a co-host. People definitely ask me like
all my friends. Anytime I post Rosie, they're like, "You gonna get with that?" And I'm like, guys, she's a person. She's a person. Rosie's a person. She's a girl. She's a girl.
Damn it!
Not just a. Guys. It is weird. It is weird, like being in LA versus being back home.
Right.
And then like having female friends who are like famous and attractive, and then your friends from back home are like, you
hit, right?
You
hit. You must have.
I mean, not all my friends do that, but like more of my guy friends like, yeah, and then they're not just being degenerates. They're like mostly joking. Cause
I have girlfriends who like, yo, you hit?
Yeah. Same.
Yo, if you haven't hit, then
what are you doing?
You're gonna hit, right?
What are you doing?
Oh, you're probably gonna hit later.
I'm like, hey guys, what if I just like spending quality time with my friends and we talk about life and the intricacies and share our souls together? What about that, huh?
But then she says she wants to fuck me.
Yeah, and then I say, well, I gotta check with but I gotta check with my mom first because maybe it's hard to say. I don't know. You know, actually. If something interesting that I did that I recommend, again, this is the beauty of having female friends and not trying to have sex with them all the time. Have you ever asked your female friends what your sexiest traits are?
What my sexiest traits are?
Yeah. Like, do you know what you're working with?
Yeah, I think so.
Have you ever asked a girl?
I think so. I think it's,
You think you've asked her?
No, I have.
Oh.
Well, say it. What do you think? What do you think?
He just throws up.
Wait, this way.
Oh, yeah.
I promise you, you don't want to smell these.
What you been eating?
These are bad.
What you been eating?
I took like a fucking vitamin, but it's one of like those.
Got that fish oil. That fish oil gummy vitamin.
Yeah. No, tell us. What do you think your sexiest traits are?
I asked a homegirl this recently, and she said something about my smile. Yeah.
She only gave you one thing?
Huh?
She only gave you one thing?
Like
I know. Okay.
She looked at all of you and just said,
"Oh no! You gotta keep asking. You gotta be like, what else? What else?" I think guys, first of all, don't get complimented enough.
True.
Like, no, I'm not gonna go around here saying men need more compliments. Like, we're still making a space for women.
Yeah.
And building a chair for them at the table. Which
I'm
not gonna do the joking.
I'm really passionate about this. I think everyone should compliment men more, especially I think like women too. Like I think I've noticed when I compliment a lot of guy friends, like just things like, oh yeah, you have such a nice smile, Zach. Like he told me like that compliment like made such a long way for him because no one tells him that, or like no women like tells you that.
Yep.
But then it's kind of dangerous too because I'm like, well, now maybe he thinks I want to fuck him, and I just thought he had a nice smile.
The one you're currently dating feels that way?
No.
Okay, I thought I'm like.
No, I'm saying
it is. Yeah, it is a little dangerous.
I always, I don't know, even like in public, like I'm on the subway, I think a guy has a cool jacket, I'll go out of my way to tell him.
And immediately
then,
the guy's
leave.
like, well, she wants
No,
to have sex with
but then
me.
I leave. I'm like,
should.
when the doors are opening,
You should.
hey, very cool jacket.
No, you should leave. You should leave
No,
immediately.
walk
Because we're like, that's the only attention I've ever received. Like, she definitely is into me. Why would she say that if she's not into me?
But I think the more we normalize just like compliments for men, the less that will happen too, where you take a compliment as like, oh, that's like
I'm not asking any women to go around complimenting men. But I understand that.
I think
in theory, yes, I
think
enjoy
in
that.
general we all should, both men and women, just compliment men more.
Yeah. No, I think that's too neutral of a take. No, just
here we go.
No, women
Yeah.
should just compliment men more on
general.
a platonic level.
Yeah.
In a platonic
Like
delivery.
compliment your friends more, like your male friends. Yeah, like
You could give him a physical compliment in a platonic delivery.
Especially in a group.
Facts.
Especially in a group setting. You'd be like, oh, so-and-so did this the other day. I thought that was the
Facts.
sweetest thing. Super grateful for
right,
you.
because women gas each other up so much all the time, which is so nice. Like these photos, right? Like, oh, queen, step on me, you're so beautiful, and it's like I do that with my male friends. And
Oh my God, Lonnie, you're so handsome.
and
Step on my titties. Please.
I've told Lonnie that.
Rosie says a lot of things.
I gas my people up, and listen, and as a result, everyone thinks I'm fucking you guys. And
Well,
that's
I
just-
think that's fine once we've like established a friendship setting.
right. I agree.
I think if that's like delivered in the first like month or two of meeting an attractive girl,
yeah. Oh
she
no,
wants
that's
to
weird.
fuck me. She must.
That is the initial thought. And I mean, that also goes into like because I built a list. This would happen. Okay, so after that, the earrings things was just the start. After that, I'm like, well, what is real? What's true? What's fake? And so I started asking like my female friends, like, what's my most attractive qualities? And they said all like these personality based things.
Tell us.
Yeah, they said all these personality.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
I'm like, what about my shoulders? You know?
Right. What about my jawline? My face?
Like what?
Tell us.
I think so one of the things they said like, you make people feel safe and comfortable.
Aw.
Which was one of the big ones that came across every girl I asked.
Yeah.
They're all like, oh, safe and comfortable.
Right.
They said the humor is amazing. They're like, we love the humor. That's
Right.
attractive. I can actually let me find the list.
Yeah.
Talk about something else.
Well, Jimmy, what about? Is there more for you?
I don't know. I feel like when I receive these compliments, in the back of my head, I'm like, does this make your pussy tingle at all?
Mm-hmm.
In the slightest, at all. But I'm like,
Wow,
you see
you
the
got a
title?
list.
that's so.
Do you see the title?
I
Lonnie's
do.
bangable person.
Goofy, that's
I don't
true.
think. That's the thing. I don't think they're bangable personality.
I think they're bangable. Look, goofy. I've literally made a tweet about that. I'm like dick from a guy who's goofy, and
Isn't
it
that
went
crazy?
viral.
Like I agree, but like
Goofy
I wouldn't
is
say that
such
the girls
underrated.
have different like.
Underrated.
Okay, so what the feedback? I believe in collecting feedback. Witty, like fast
Wait,
thinking.
let's give some context. So this is.
So this is. I went and asked all my female friends. I said, "What are like some of my like sexiest personality
Wow.
traits? Like the traits you see in me that like, you know." And which I think also says you have to be able to have like a relationship with them that is comfortable enough for them to be like, "Oh yeah, I'll tell you this and this," as opposed to like, "Why, you know, make you freak me out, whatever." So I'm fortunate, but like, this is the feedback I got. You know, so we got witty, humorous. You like make people feel comfortable really quickly.
So I invited you to my hot tub.
I was so confused.
And I just felt safe.
A safe person to know. Disarms with humor and stupidity by asking about national tragedies and like where you were when those took place. Curious about people. So
That's
like
true.
asking people like, yo, tell me more about you. Like what's going on? Like actually caring to get to know those people. Asking those insightful questions with the curiosities. So like, where were you when the towers fell? Not just like, what happened? Like, where were you? Like emotionally, where were you? That's a terrible callback. Listening skills. So making them feel heard and seen is something like women really appreciate. So like sometimes I feel like women can just be expressing things for the sake of expressing things, whereas guys more often than not are like, why are you saying this? How do we fix it? Whereas a lot of times women are kind of like in this space of like, I'm just expressing this because it's how I feel, and you have to just kind of be like, This is just how you're feeling. I hear
Catch
you.
it, yeah.
You're feeling like this, and that's got to be tough, right?
Sometimes you gotta
yes.
reassure
Just listen, listen, and like repeat back to them what they're feeling. That's listening, you know. And then they're like, "Wow, you hear me? I feel seen." I'm like, "Okay,
Sure.
You needed this. This is good. Okay, yeah, okay, cool. We're good. You know, it's like we're good."
Yeah.
Non-judgmental responses, because I mean, I'm not gonna go around judging people because I asked again terrible questions about national tragedies. They said if you can sing. Like women love when you sing to them.
Yeah.
Is that true?
True.
I wouldn't think if someone sings at me, I'm like, well, why? Like, what do you want? Like, what are you trying to siren? You just being a siren or something like that? Vocabulary, the chivalry, it being adventurous, good conversation, goofy, considerate, whatever. Yeah, it was all things that I thought would be physical for women. Like they had very few physical things. There are some physical things they like, but for the most part, it's a longer list of like.
This is like a whole
here's
fucking essay of shit.
Yeah.
Also, here's
Laundry list.
Just a text. I just shoot a text. I ran a text and I sent it up.
I can't believe you didn't ask me. One of your
I feel like
female
I did.
You did not, because I would have said fat ass, fat cock, right?
I gotta,
Broad
hold on.
shoulders.
Wait, how do you spell that second one? I gotta write that down.
K.
K-A-W-K. A-W, yeah, K-A-W-K. But that was, I would suggest doing that, like, if you have any female friends can ask, because it's just different. You're perceived differently by women.
Now,
you
have
think.
those female friends, have you made a move on?
No.
Wait, well, I'm curious now. Did you ask your male friends this to see the difference? Let me see that list.
I did. And that afterwards, they're like, well, I'm not really trying. I'm like, I didn't ask that. I said, like, what are the most like attractive qualities? And I said, what are the most attractive personality traits? And they said immediately all physical traits. And I'm like, oh, so you're stupid. Because I'm like, read my text just one more time.
That's so funny.
And they're like, okay, then I think, you know. So one of my friends said, okay, he said sincere, like you actually see people, fun, being comfortable with yourself. Humor, and this is after I said stop telling me physical things, and they actually got to the personality. Positive and optimistic outlook on life. And they said show more shirtless pictures. And I'm like, okay, thanks. One of my other friends said tall, strong, good smile, and vibrant personality. And I'm like,
good friends.
Yeah, but I said personality specifically, and his compliment was like, you're tall, you're strong, good smile, and you have a good personality. I'm like, okay, so again, you're stupid. But I still said thank you because they were doing me a service here. And my other friends, so I have a list. I'm not going to sit here and go through this whole list. I think that's not really helping anybody. But I would ask your female friends, ask your male friends, because there's probably going to be some discrepancy. But one of the biggest things I learned from this was that, like, I feel like I didn't really know how to flirt with the people. And then I found out that, like, sometimes it's just like my biggest asset is like my humor.
Yeah.
Like just being like, just having fun with it. Right. They have fun, I have fun, and everybody's like, it's overall afterwards, it's like, oh, this is good. I want more of this.
So I want you to rewind back to like that hot tub moment. And let's replace Rosie with like just a girl that was single, right? How would you laugh your way? How would you joke your way?
What would I do now?
Yeah.
I would say something like, this is very, very intimate, and your boyfriend's out of town. Like, are we about to make out? What? That's crazy. You know? Exactly. Just stupidity. Just the stupid. And then if she's like, oh my God, that'd be crazy, like, unless. And then I'm like, okay. All right.
I would have been like, nah, that's funny, but I love my boyfriend.
Easy. Right. Done. Communicated. Always ask.
That's a good enough question where it's like, like jokingly enough, but then you kind of get what they're, you get some response. You get some clarity,
you know?
And like data. That's smart.
That's something I found is a problem for me. Like sometimes I'll hang out with the girl for a while and like, I'm really not sure what the vibe here is or whatever. And I've learned to start like, just drop little things along the way. That's not, if you're kind of nervous, you don't have to do a big old thing like, so baby girl, like what are we about to get into? Like what are we about to do? You know, you can just do a little bit more subtle, like along the way of like, yo, like, oh, you keep doing that. We don't have to make out after this or something like that.
This reminds me of something interesting, but I actually, like, I think it's good. I think it's okay to like not be a good flirt actually. Like I think sometimes when a guy's too flirty or seems too smooth or like good or charming, like I'm actually more alarmed and I'm actually like, like I'm
you're trying to get somewhere.
I'm like suspicious about it, but and I think there was actually a study on this where like on first date.
Of course, there's
okay, but on first dates, apparently the people on first dates find their date more attractive if they have a little like blunder, if they're a little awkward, like if they accidentally like spill a little water or like drop their fork and
They're
like, oh my god,
human.
yeah,
They're
like they
nervous.
actually find that
That's
person more
why-
attractive than someone that's like completely perfect on the date.
That's why I intentionally
God.
be a little bit more clumsy.
Oh my
Yeah.
It's an act.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I'm a little nervous right
Oh,
now.
I brought my Mercedes
I
instead of the
hate
G-Wagon. This is embarrassing.
Uh,
What?
Yeah, I've been actually watching tutorials on how to Riz.
Actually,
I'm
though?
gonna practice some of that on you right now. Here, let's hold
Bro.
my hand as we eat. Here, let me. They taught me this. They taught me to feed you food.
I love how I'm telling you like this works. As if it's not on me, but on you. This
yeah,
works.
thanks.
Yeah. You love this kind of stuff.
No.
You girls love that.
Riz tip number 3 tells me to sit next to you actually, so I'm gonna go do that.
So I will now proceed to do that. If that's okay with you.
Yeah.
Dog, I actually like when I go to a club
Promise
or
you that
something
shit
like that,
works.
if I have a buddy, I'll go to like a group of girls, like, yo, this is my friend. Like, he doesn't know how to dance. Like, he's shy. Can you guys teach him?
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, oh my God, absolutely, of course. Zoom. And I'm like, you're welcome. You know? But like sometimes literally just like asking a girl, like, look, I don't really know how to flirt, but like, I think you're cute. So
Yeah.
like,
So cute. So cute.
like what? I thought
Got
because
'em.
guys like nobody
Got
teach
'em.
guys how to. I mean, maybe you learn from like an older brother or from watching like God forbid like Hollywood movies on how to flirt, but nobody really
Ooh.
teaches you like how to navigate. Like I feel like in the healthy way.
I'll
or
say
like
Hollywood romance movies, horrible way.
Yeah.
To,
I
to
agree.
learn.
I actually hate
how
the
to
Notebook
flirt.
for this. I think the Notebook is so toxic and like bad and like I do not. If I said no to you, I do not want you picking me up and like kissing me. Actually, that's sexual
What do
harassment.
you
That's
want?
sexual assault.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
But most guys I feel like don't take the time to watch the Notebook in the first place.
But
Kind of a
I
boring
do
movie.
think there are certain things you could pull from a movie like The Notebook.
That's what I'm saying. Read books, but and the Notebook's also written by a guy, isn't it?
I don't know.
Maybe.
But
John
I'm
Green.
talking
Oh.
about specifically.
That's it was not John Green, but
I'm talking about specifically the scene where like he, you know, it was the middle of it was like the middle of the night. There was no cars passing by,
Yeah.
and then he pulls her and like, oh, let's just. I think stupid shit like that
Cute.
does work. It is pretty cute.
There are cute moments, but it's kind of hard to decipher what's cute and what a girl
Right.
would be like. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I told one of my friends, I'm like, look, I've been like really like working harder to like hear women, support women, because I'm like, anytime you're in a place of power, you should make a space. Your strength is for service, not for status, right?
Wow.
So I'm like, let me hear like get out of an echo chamber and spend some more time listening to women. So I picked up this novel about a female main character. It's a fantasy novel. It's called To Sleep in a Sea of Stars, and the main character. She goes through this whole journey of like self-actualization and all this other stuff. And I thought it was just really good. And so I go and tell my friend who's like absolutely feminist, 100%, like great ally, all this stuff. And I'm like, I read this book and it was all about like a girl as a main character. And she's like, oh, that's super cool. Who wrote it? And I'm like, what? She's like, who wrote it? I'm like,
Oh nah.
probably a girl, I'd have to imagine. The girl's a main character. And she's like, who's the author? And I like look up, like, her name is John Paolini.
Her name.
And I'm like, it was a guy. She's like, you read a book about a girl written by a guy instead of supporting a female author. And I'm like, well, but, and so,
You
and
missing
I'm
the
like,
point here, though.
Yeah.
Like,
I listened to a woman who was written by a guy. And I'm like, you know what? I get it. But also, at another level, I'm like, I could have done a little extra work and found a book written by like a woman and get like a genuine feminine perspective on things. Right. But like, again, I think my whole thing is just like, you know what, like I joke around saying like listen to women, but like dudes, like literally like, like cheat codes, my guy, you get cheat codes, like, you know, rom-coms written by women or like just novels written by women. You get to see the world from another perspective we usually just completely miss, you know?
It's
My
true. I
DMs
think-
are open.
No, there are lots of things to take though from like rom-coms. I think literally the base, like the things that are across all rom-coms, like get her flowers,
Yeah.
like being sweet, being affectionate, like sweep her off her feet. Like, oh, what is that one scene that gets memed so much of like that guy that brings her like a bouquet of like carrots? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Or like waffle? Okay,
Waffles?
I don't know,
Oh, got me excited.
but yeah, bring me a bouquet of waffles. That'd be cute.
Sometimes guys don't know, but I'm like, literally, you watch like one romantic movie, like, and you'll figure it out. Especially if you read a novel written by a woman, they're literally telling you what they want.
Wait, is 50 Shades written by a woman or
I don't think so.
a man?
I feel like it's way too mainstream to be.
But that's true. No, women will. If you're into a girl, like if you're into me, like I'm putting out my tweets. I'm like, dang, I wish a guy would like take me out to stargaze and like hold my hand when we. I'm putting your book out there for you. You just follow that step by step.
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
It
Pussy.
is written by a woman.
Oh, look at that!
Wow.
Everybody read 50 Shades of Grey.
I have to go read it
knew
now.
it. I knew it when I read that.
Yeah, I'm like, a man couldn't. A man could never.
Oh my god! Wait, you read it?
Yeah, I read 50
Did
Shades.
you like it? Was it good?
No, I read it in parts where it was like foreplay and about sex.
I spark noted it.
I don't know what the fucking story is about, but I was like all these points about
Super important.
Yeah, I'm like, this is what's turning her on, and then I applied it with like texting and like sex.
Did it work?
Sexting. Yeah.
Dang.
Because 50 Shades is it is written by a woman, but also just the words she uses is just so poetic and sexy that it's not part of my vocab, right? And then that just enlarged my sexual vocabulary.
Yep.
Whoa.
And
What words did you learn?
we gonna get to it.
That's all right. Okay. Oh, that's exciting. Yeah, of course. I love that.
Sensual.
That's a good. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about,
man.
That's what I'm talking about, boy.
Vocabulary.
Get sensual on them. Get sensual with them. That's what I'm saying. Gotta make it.
Caress.
Yes, sir.
Caress is a good word.
Grope.
You don't wanna. You don't. I mean,
Depends on the setting.
there you
Depends on
go.
the setting.
There you go. Yeah. In English, you speak multiple languages, right?
Yeah.
Look at that. E.L. Mitchell. E.L. Mitchell. What was her name? She's doing the Lord's work.
But let's get back to the.
Oh yeah.
We super sidetracked.
I mean, honestly, I feel pretty happy. Do you want to go into the stuff you wrote down?
Yeah. So I got a couple like fun Reddit questions.
Oh, beautiful. Oh boy.
Well, I think some of these other questions though, like
Which one?
it does touch on like personal things. Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do these last. I think these last two are good, and the other stuff because we talked about relationships a good amount.
Uh-huh.
Well, okay, no, we'll do these last three.
What?
Okay. What does the perfect relationship look like to you?
I guess you said. I was like, for me, it's like, yeah, you said to you. I have realized that like, whenever it comes to girls like who are just
You got this.
not, dare I say, proactive. Like
Say it, bro. Say it with your chest.
I just like
You dare.
It's just because I mean, there's sometimes when girls like, I just want somebody to do this and do this and do this for me. I'm like, I get that.
Word.
There's a
What are
space
you
for that.
doing?
There's a space for that. I get it. And some guys just, I just want to take care of, like, I just want to take care of someone, so I want to take her on dates and stuff like that. I just want to treat her right. I get that.
Yeah.
For me personally, I have just been like, that's boring. That sounds like,
A one way.
yeah, you know, and it just drains me, you know. So I'm like, I need somebody who's gonna be like pushing me out of my comfort zone.
Oh, I love that.
You know, like, hey, you should go try to do this. It's like not in like a
Yeah.
nagging way, but like,
Sure,
wouldn't that
sure,
be
sure,
crazy?
sure,
Have you ever
sure,
done that? I know you said you cared about this, so like,
Aw.
go try it, you know. And I'm like, yeah, but what if this? And you're like, no, just give it a try. Like, I'll go do it with you or something like that, you know.
The I'll do it with you is powerful.
It's huge because I'm the same way. I'm like, what do you want to do? Let's go do it. We're gonna
Yeah.
go do it. We're gonna go figure it out. You know,
Yeah.
like that's the kind of energy I want. Like I'm not.
Yeah.
Passenger princess might not be the proper term, but I'm like, I can't do the whole thing. I'm like, oh, you do everything. Like, why do I have to do anything? I'm not looking for somebody to take care of. I have 4 siblings I helped raise. I'm not trying to take baby nobody anymore.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I want to be babied sometimes a little bit.
No, I think men deserve to be babied
Oh,
too.
men
Like,
need to be babied.
Listen, like I think women should also be like buying men flowers more too, and buying them gifts and doing like little cute things for them. Like sometimes actually, yeah, like men should be affectionate to women, but women need to be affectionate too. And I think sometimes people are not doing that.
Well, I think the affection for men, although it doesn't have to be exactly equal. It doesn't like the flowers for men might not hit the same as flowers for women.
Sure.
But, you know, maybe I'm just throwing things on the board here. Maybe, you know, just you know, maybe a blowjob after a long hard days at work.
That's the simple.
No, whatever his love language is, right? Maybe it's cooking for him, like acts of service, right? Maybe it's like lingerie and like, you know, physical touch, or like maybe it's a massage. I love giving my partner like massages like every night. You know, because it's like, yeah, you've worked hard, you had a long day, but like flowers too. I actually think like he loves flowers. Like I got him flowers for 1 month, and it made him really happy. I wrote him a little note, and it's like that wasn't hard to do.
I realized another love language of mine that I have along with that's outside of the typical 5.
Oh, there's more. Oh, you ended.
Well, apparently, but because I'm like, well, sure, like the quality time and such, but like building together, like building something together.
That's
like,
not okay.
I don't think that's included in like
I think that's a subset of quality time. But
so F me. I
No.
I thought I had done.
You invented a new love language, bro.
Building things together. The 6th love language.
I thought.
Yes,
I thought I had did something.
You
we had discovered a new love language today.
I
Lonnie.
apologize, Lonnie.
Go off.
I think actually you're kind of effing dumb.
Go off, King.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it. I feel like
Slay, sir.
Okay, so yeah, I'm sitting there like, I discovered a new one, and she's like, well, that's actually the same as that other one, except you said it different. And I'm like,
right.
I told you at the beginning of this podcast, guys.
Right, you just don't know word association, dumbass.
Luckily, words of affirmation. I just building with somebody, and that's like, we have a project we're doing together. Like our mental energy is building something that we're both excited about together. And maybe that could be like a family if you're really excited about that. Or like, oh, we have this business we're doing together. Or like we're just
channel
like
we're doing together.
Yeah. Or just like we're taking this, we go play basketball together at the park and we really both love that, you know, and we're both getting better at this. She's working on this, I'm working on this, you know?
No, I love that. Like learning a language together.
Yeah,
learning, like John and I have been learning how to like make soup together. It's like the cutest. I know. I'm gonna marry him. Anyways.
Stuff like that, yeah. Stuff like that, like stuff you're because I know sometimes I personally come from like this attitude of like sometimes I try to like help people or like save people.
Oh, same.
Like, you know, and so sometimes I'll do stuff that they want to do because it's good for them. Yeah. But I realize like, no, what do I want? Yeah. What do I really want? And like, what am I trying to? We can go into the whole codependency thing. This
is like I think nice guys.
Yeah,
you know, like it's just a whole
and like trying to help. Or like they need this, so I'm gonna do this. But then it doesn't really help. It does feel good to do something for somebody else, but like over the long term, if you're just pouring out, that's not as sustainable as like this is building for me, and it's also naturally building for them, and like we're doing something like deep.
Agree. I think to your point, I think a lot of guys feel like they have to be providers and that's their only role. But I actually think the ideal relationship for me too is one where like you're growing together. Like they push you to do new things, like you push them to do new things. Like that's the whole point of being in a relationship is there's a whole person with like different perspectives on the world, different skills, and they can show that to you.
Yeah. No, I just like you because you kind of touch on that piece. Like I threw out codependency, but like you have that touch of like. What is like codependency, independence, then they call that like interdependence, which is like a healthy mix or whatever. And like a lot of people are like, oh, I'm broken, you're broken, we're coming together to make a whole. And I'm like, I feel like sometimes there's a space for that if you guys again are growing together and like healing together. But I feel like whenever I need you so much more than you need me so much more, and it's just like we have this almost unhealthy like tie into each other. That's like. I can't live on my own. I can't live without you, which is romanticized a lot. And I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I can't sit here and be like, no, that's not. You should, whatever. But I know me personally, I'm like, I like the concept of a whole person. Like I'm on my own, or not on my own, but like I'm healthy by myself, and I want to bring that together with you. And you're healthy on your own. I want to bring that together with you. And I've heard that most people who are like that usually get booed up very quickly because they have very tolerance for people who are like either too independent or too codependent. They're not usually going to get in a relationship with anybody other than somebody else who's like healthy on their level like that.
That's interesting. I think my idea of an ideal relationship is like two people like at 100%, right? Like your cups are, you feel like you have a very full, fulfilling life. Like you have your hobbies, you know, you have friends, you know what you want to do in your free time. Like I think that's where I was when I met John, and he's the same way. And it's like, like all the things that I love to do as a person, like I love to go to Huntington Library, right? Like I love to see botanical gardens, and I went alone, but now I can take John and show you this place, and he loved it too. Or like I really like to like, I don't know, like go to jiu-jitsu or like stream, and now it's like, oh yeah, like we can do that together too. Like have you tried streaming? Like do you want to do this together? And like vice versa, right? Like he's made me try things that I wouldn't have. And I think that's but like you keep your own hobbies. And like when you're apart, you have your own life.
Like what is it? What are the signs of a terrible relationship for you?
What are the signs of a terrible relationship?
Yeah. Like the
Time to
complete
air out
opposite of
my
the
exes
healthy.
again. Let's get it. I think.
Let's get it. He said, "Should
Okay.
help the people know like what are some like sign of a unhealthy or like you might be in trouble if."
Well, I think the relationship is going downhill when you guys are fighting, and I mean obviously, but it's just you guys are fighting, but then it's like one person is chasing the. Chasing the other. People are storming off on one another. Like there's just no productive. I'm not gonna get into specifics, but it's just when people are going in circles with fights, and
Is that just like one time or like
there's no compromise
over and over again, like repeated fights or what?
Yeah, repeated fights. What else?
Is that like unresolved? Like, what do you think? If you look back, like, what could have been the resolution to that? To like turn it into a healthy direction?
Nothing.
And sometimes there's nothing you can do.
Sometimes it's not a good like you can't change.
It's the end.
You can't change the other person. You can't change. I guess the life stage that we were at the time. We were like what 20, 21, 22. And when you're young, you're so triggered so much more easly, and you don't have healthy communication skills.
You haven't learned it sometimes.
I think I realized that it's a lot of young people.
A lot of young people nowadays. A lot of youths. You know, that's something I've seen about the young people of today.
But Lonnie, how old are you?
27.
27?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like, don't you think as you get older, you know, the quality of your relationships have gotten better?
I think on a recent podcast, you guys were talking about like marriage and like having kids and stuff like that. And up till like probably earlier this year, I'm very much like, nah, I ain't trying to do all that. Like I had siblings, I had to change their diapers. Like I'm sitting here filling the diaper bag in bottles and like I can't go nowhere because I got to babysit. I ain't trying to do that again.
Right.
But I talked to a few people. Like I talked to my Uber driver one time, and he's like, I used to be a bachelor in LA for like 15 years. Damn. And then my wife like changed, and I got kids. And it's like I used to be able to do all this stuff, but now I can only do this. Like this is how much this is my options now. And I'm like, dang. Is that like worth it? He's like, it's the most worthwhile thing I ever did in my life. And I'm like, excuse me? I'm like, what? He's like, nah. He's like, your kids feel like the best part of you. Like your kids feel like everything you wish you could have done, they have a chance to do. Whenever they win, you win. Like, and sometimes it's like, oh, I know that their success is like my success. Like if I can set them up to be great, I'm great, you know? And it's like you just want to be around them and you want to take care of them. He's like, all the sacrifices I'm making feel worth it. Like some of the most worthwhile things I've ever done in my life.
That's interesting.
And I'm like, that's crazy because I'm like, I had my siblings. I don't want to do that ever again. Right. But he's like, it's just like, you know,
it's
that,
different
like,
when it's your kid.
Yeah, you know, and I thought
like,
that was really interesting.
That's interesting.
Like that's.
That's interesting.
Isn't it?
I think I have a different view. I mean, obviously, he knows he's done a thing. I'm not a parent yet.
I don't have kids.
And like I know having kids obviously restricts a lot of like the freedom you have, the choices you have, like money, like all of these things go like they're a lot of work. But I almost think of it in a similar way as like a relationship too. It's like this new person that's coming into your life, and how can like sure it will close some doors, but it opens others too. And it like expands it in some ways, right? Like yeah, maybe you can't go to I don't know like sex parties and like Amsterdam and like do drugs anymore, but you can go to like I don't know like family vacation to like Disney or like right like these other things that maybe you wouldn't have done. And I feel like the world is just as big in a different way.
Yeah,
in a different way.
And I also one thing I asked somebody else who was a parent recently, and I'm like, what's that been like? Because I explained to him, he's like, oh, actually the crazy thing is like, you're kind of discounting the idea that you could meet somebody that you want to have kids with. Because there's always that fear of like, oh man, what if their mom is crazy? Or like, what if the other person's crazy? And he's like, you're discounting the possibility that you meet somebody that's like, like, you make me want to build a family. You make me want to like expand this group. Like you make me want to do more than just me and you. Like what?
No,
and I'm like,
let's make a baby.
You know, like, and I'm like, dang, I guess that is kind of like, you know, a little evolution and partly how we're wired and stuff like that. You discount that a little bit because I've just seen so many like people who are like, man, I can't do this. Kids are expensive. Kids are this, kids are that. And at the same time, they still have their kids. Yeah. You know, they still have their kids. They still sometimes having more kids, even with all the complaints.
Yeah, you think about like how rewarding a kid could be. Like that is an extension of you.
And I think that's the piece that I usually discount. It's like it's an extension of you.
Yeah,
like,
like, wait a second. This motherfucker kind of look like.
yeah, he do stuff that's like he does stuff that's like that's what I used to do. It's like
What the
It's like but it's like you said too. It's like building something together,
Yeah.
right? Like,
and then like and he my Uber driver friend, he's like the craziest part is you think you're gonna be teaching them everything, and they wind up teaching you stuff. Like they wind up teaching you stuff about yourself and about
Yeah.
life and stuff like that. And I'm like.
yeah.
I'm like, all right. I'm like, all right. I guess I'll stop wearing a condom. If I was having sex.
That's so funny.
But no, that's so real though. Like, because I was a fucking loser back in high school,
Yeah.
right? If I could have an extension of me, it's almost anime-esque.
Could mold them in my image.
It's like you ever see My Hero?
Yeah.
Oh man, he
Sorry,
could be my
Omar.
Shigaraki.
Yeah.
Yes. Take over this planet.
You will do my bidding. I was thinking maybe Deku and All Might. You went the villain. He said villain hours. It's weird because I up till like this year, I've always just seen kids as like not to say a problem because I don't hate kids. I think kids are funny. I think kids are fun, but I'm always like I want it on my own. But hearing these perspectives from these people who are a little bit ahead of time than us, and then hearing like the perspective from people who are like 10 years behind us, like, nah, I could never. And I'm like, like stuff changes. Like as you get older, stuff changes. Not to be like, once you're my age, you'll see it differently. But like just you go through life and you realize like what's important about relationships, what's not important in life. You start kind of reorienting a little bit and being like,
I'm not buying condoms anymore. Bro.
let's not
You gotta find the right person first. But
I don't think I'm wearing condoms.
I think it's so interesting though. I mean, I agree with you. I think there are parts of like I have always known that I wanted a family to have kids, and like a part of it is exciting to me because I'm like like I want a little girl that I can like dress up and like make her feel pretty and like empower her, make her like where I want this
girl,
like
though?
confident. I do. I like want this confident bad bitch that's just like me.
Word.
And I'm like I also want boys. I want both ideally, but like there's parts of me that I like. Hopefully, like my kids will have like maybe they'll be also like they can sing. They're like they love music.
What's the conversation you're gonna have with your daughter when she gets her first boyfriend? Ooh.
Oh, I'm gonna have the realest conversation with her. I'm gonna like listen. Like if he makes moves and you're not comfortable, this is how you say no. And if
she's
you
12.
want,
And she's like, Mom, I have a boyfriend.
Bro, you got no business having a boyfriend at 12 years old. What you doing? You got no books.
Stop. Okay, I think
That was a beautiful moment
I think
right
all
there.
I can do is like listen. I think you can just tell you just tell your kids like the best that you know, right? And it's like honestly, like I don't think teenagers should be fucking having sex. Like I think that's crazy. Like I think you're children, and I don't think you know shit. I think you should be an adult. But if you want to have a boyfriend
Mom,
here,
I love him.
Yeah. But daddy, I love him.
okay.
That was me punching the boyfriend, not my daughter. Still a minor. You
Stupid little.
Get away from my phone.
Listen.
You just gotta shake him.
Listen,
Yeah.
I had boyfriends at 12 and it was super cute puppy love shit. Like all we did was hold hands and I think that was fine. Right? And so it's like like having conversation like, hey, when I was your age, this is what I did.
Yeah.
And like but like if that boy brings his dick out, I'm killing him. I'm killing him.
Be a good mom. I love that this is this feels like the down bad like show, but we're down bad for having kids now. We're like,
this has been a
Yeah.
this has been- okay, wait, but can I just really quick there's qualities in me that I want, but I think it's also right. Like I'm in a new relationship and I know it's new and I'm so in love, but like sometimes there are qualities about John and I'm like, dang, if we had a kid, I really hope they have this. Like I hope they have his eyes and I
his
hope
thighs.
right. And I'm just like, that's true. He has great thighs.
Good thighs.
You ever think like
But
if your kid had like the worst of the traits?
Oh,
like
I don't. He
beating the hell
doesn't
out of
have any bad traits though. He doesn't have any bad traits. But that's the thing. It's just like when you love someone so much.
love is fine,
That's
just-
like right. Like I think it's so beautiful to have a kid, and it's your qualities and the qualities of someone
That's
you
cool.
love. I think that's the most beautiful thing in the world.
That's
where
that
you can
Boruto
bring
type
together,
stuff,
like,
you know?
I just feel like I don't want to have a kid and have him have like chapped lips. You know what I'm saying? I
No,
need to
don't-
moisturize my shit as we speak. Actually.
yeah. So
you know what I'm
figure
saying?
yourself out.
Yeah. Hook me up. You know what I'm saying? Like if I have a kid and this man comes out the womb just like, damn, bro, like your lips is
Yeah, dry.
crazy right now.
Dry.
You know?
I don't know. I think there are flaws that are endearing too, though. You know, like if my no, wait,
Can't
wait,
read.
that's not a flaw. That's a red flag. But I think
Or if he can't read,
why can't you
My
read?
boy can't read.
Why can't you read?
My was like, boy, you best get back to the books. You can't read, you'll never find love. Illiteracy is a real thing, as is dyslexia. It's not a red flag.
Okay, that's
different
okay.
ability.
That's a literally different thing now. If
Your
you're
water.
like, if
You've lost your
you
water.
physically can't. Okay,
But if he's my son, he's gonna learn how to read. I swear to God, no disabilities for my boy.
I was just gonna say, but like, right? If my kid was like short or something, right? I'm short.
That's not a disability.
You said
he
flaws.
5'3".
We were talking about flaws. You
sent him to the
fuckers.
Flaws. He's short.
son, your bathroom is that way.
Okay, if
with
the-
the.
Right? If the kid. Okay.
I'm sorry.
I need a bathroom break.
You don't get to go to the boy bathroom.
That's segregation.
It's the disability bathroom. You gotta go to the one.
Oh no, he's like, you use different bathroom. It's like, that's
Oh,
just
Mom,
segregation.
Wow, this bathroom
Short
is
people
bigger.
have to use that bathroom. But I still love you, sweetheart. You just can't sit with us at the table.
I want to move on to the next question. I hate you guys so much. Yeah, choke out your water.
Oh boy. Oh my God. Where are we? What are we talking about?
Lonnie, I'm curious. Are you a jealous person? Do you
Yeah.
think you get jealous
Yes.
easily, or when a partner is jealous? Like, does that
I've
bother
recently
you?
had to start learning how to navigate my jealousy.
Oh.
Because being out here in LA, you have all sorts of different types of relationships. Like going from the South in Florida, being like, I love you, Jesse May. And then being out here to LA, like, yeah, I have a boyfriend, but like we're in an open E&M relationship. And like also I'm seeing this other guy on the side and having to like see like
Keeping
my
my options open.
you know, my conservative Southern mentality says that just ain't the way the good Lord made it, you know? And then my other side is like, well, okay, what here is healthy and what's not healthy?
Yeah.
And then like navigating any of that, like whether you're going into like some kind of friends with benefit situation, not recommended.
Nope.
Avoid that. Just, real relationship is. I want to hear your side of
Some
that.
of them are cool.
Some of my relationships have been sabotaged by jealousy in a sense of just like, oh, we're not really a thing. Like we just kind of hang out a lot. And sometimes like we kiss each other and stuff like that. But then she's like, but I'm seeing this one guy. And I'm like, oh, that's fine.
Uh-huh.
It was not fine. Yeah, I was like, go see him. Why are you here with me then? Why are you talking to me? Go see him. If you love him so much, go see him.
Well,
You know?
you are toxic. Toxic.
And so that's ruined like some of my past relationships. So
Yeah.
now, fortunately, I feel like again having the resources and like female friends I can talk to, and like they're like, oh, one of my friends, she's in an open relationship, and she's like, this is how I've navigated. This is how me and my like boyfriend navigated. This is how we've like had to go through the jealousy of at any level. It's usually started by some kind of insecurity. And if you can get down to the root of the insecurity and address that, usually with your partner, it can really help you to like navigate forward in a healthy way. It doesn't always mean that jealousy immediately just evaporates, and sometimes you have to keep revisiting it. But you can usually get to the bottom of like, oh, I'm jealous because I don't want to lose this level of intimacy we have. I don't know if I want to share this. But the reality of it is things will change, and change comes with a loss, and we have to be okay with that loss. And maybe sometimes that loss takes a little bit of grief, but we can grieve that, be appreciative of what we do have, and continue to move on and like the gratitude for what we get to share together, you know?
Yeah.
So I can be a very jealous person, but I'm trying to learn how to navigate that in a healthier way,
That's
you know?
Can I offer you a thought I had recently? Because I think I was dealing with jealousy recently, which is actually a fairly rare emotion for me. I don't think I get very jealous. I'm like usually very secure.
How? Why? Let's talk about it.
It was like the randomest thing too. Like it didn't matter, but it was just like my boyfriend was telling me this girl texted him and she's like, oh, like she's been in love with me forever. And I'm like,
Why is she talking to you?
yeah, I'm like, why are you replying? You know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know who this girl is. I don't really care. I'm like, I know I'm better than her and he's with me. But I'm just like, why am I feeling jealous? And I think jealousy, and this you might disagree, but I was thinking right when I was going through this, I'm like, jealousy was actually a secondary emotion for me, or like a secondary issue, right? Because I really sat down and I'm like, why am I feeling jealous, right? And it's like, I think it's usually a consequence of like something in your relationship is like lacking. Maybe like you're not feeling secure enough in your relationship because you're missing something from your partner that you need. And that's what I got down to is I was like, oh yeah, I don't feel like Zhang has been validating me enough recently, right? Like I don't feel like he's been like commenting on my photos, and like maybe that's made me feel less pretty.
Yeah,
So
maybe
now
there's some distance or
so now the introduction of some random stranger woman pisses me off when in another day it might not have. So that was one core, and then I think like the other part is like maybe it's just you. It's just about you. Like individually, are you insecure right now about something, right? And I was just like, yeah, I've been feeling ugly recently, and so that's something I have to figure out for myself. Like, how do I feel secure in myself and like know that I'm a person that is good for John, is good in this relationship, and then
we're in a good place. We're healthy. I can trust you.
Yeah.
So you think on a day when you're feeling like a bad bitch, you're glammed up, and John is commenting on your pictures, you wouldn't have that reaction?
I don't think so.
You just kind of roll off your shoulder. You're not thinking about it.
It was something so small because when I sat down logically about it, I'm just like, I don't care about this girl. I'm not worried about her. I'm not stressed about her at all. I don't think John is going to leave me. He's loyal as fuck. I'm loyal as fuck. We have a great relationship. So why do I feel bad?
Sometimes I feel like it's whenever you have those insecure days, it's almost like you have the cracks in the armor to an extent. And that is the power of the iron flask, the coldest water bottle. No, it's whenever you have those insecure days, it's like the cracks in like the armor or just the soul.
Yeah.
And any little thing slips in and says, look, the crack's here. And this is why the crack is here. And that crack's gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Right.
Whenever you're feeling confidence, like those cracks don't matter. It rolls off your back. It's like, and sometimes you even see the best of a situation regardless of the stuff that's coming at you.
Right.
But whenever you're feeling like, oh, I feel this, or I'm feeling crusty today, or like, oh, I'm tired, or I don't know what to say, my mind's all foggy, the littlest thing gets in there and causes a breakdown, So I feel like whenever you're confident and like, like you said, on your bad bitch mode, like stuff doesn't bother you as much.
Yeah. See, I think that's the same for jealousy, and on the reverse side too of jealousy, like cheating, right? It's also like, I think cheating is usually a secondary thing. It's like, again, something in your relationship is missing for you. Maybe your partner isn't being affectionate. Maybe they're not giving you attention, or maybe it's an individual insecurity thing where like, oh, you want to feel like all these people want you. You don't want to give up freedom, like whatever it is. But right, it's a sign of like there's something that needs fixing.
So by that same logic, on the day where you feel like a bad bitch and you get cheated on, you could just like walk that shit off.
I've done that. Right? I was just like, yeah, I found out that this guy that I had been seeing and whatever, like, well, I wasn't cheated on, but I found out that he had a girlfriend and that he didn't tell me about. I thought he was single, and I just stopped replying. I like moved.
You got what you need, right?
I was like, oh yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like I can find a better guy than this, and like she's ugly with me. Like I don't give a shit. Like these people are dead to me, and I'm moving on. And like he still texts me to this day, and I've never replied since.
I feel like you have what you need. Like your needs are met.
Yes.
Is kind of what it feels like. So it's like, why should I care? And maybe some days it can kind of come back a little bit, but I think if you're on a good day and you're feeling yourself and you know what you got and your needs are met, it's so much harder to get affected by any of that stuff, But if you're feeling like, oh, my needs are unmet, then it's like anything can sneak in and mess you up.
That's true. Are you a jealous person?
Am I a jealous person?
Yeah. Or have you been with jealous partners?
No, it comes in waves for sure. It comes in waves. Sometimes I feel like I could walk that shit off. Oh, you talking? Well, man.
What was that?
Yeah. Sometimes though, I'll be, and this on my weakest moments, right? I might see their story, and it's like another dude.
Yeah, it's just like, who's this guy? Why you hang out with other people?
Right, and then it just.
What do I not got? Why am I not enough?
Right, and then it just makes me so angry. And frustrated, and then I go beat my dick, and I feel even worse. I feel even worse. I'm like, should have done that one.
Yeah. I can't believe I watched furry porn again.
Now, I'm just sitting with my nut, and I'm looking at your pictures.
You can't find a towel anywhere.
No.
Oh no.
So
gotta use a shirt.
So I gotta sleep this one off. Oh, you ever have those?
Just gotta go to sleep. There's nothing else you can do. You just gotta go to sleep.
You
just turn over on the bed. And it's like, oops, I'll clean my sheets later.
Yeah.
See, that's what I did. So this happened a couple nights ago, and I couldn't sleep. I couldn't fall asleep. I'm like, I'm jealous and I'm angry, and I know I shouldn't be, but I am. You know what I almost had the thought, I'm like, should I masturbate? But I didn't. And whenever
so much better than
whenever
us.
I don't
She is.
masturbate, you know what I do instead? I meditate. There was a meditation on jealousy. I looked it up and I did it and I fell asleep while meditating and I woke up fine.
How do you guys like to like deal? How do you process the emotions? Like, how do you like to because I mean, obviously busting one out.
Right.
And
I don't. This is not a common thing. This is in the
never.
past.
It's something. It happened like one time.
Right. Once.
So, if you're out there and you bust one out on your chest and you just such a bad place, you just turn over and go to sleep. There's gotta be a name for that, like a wet burrito or something like that.
A wet burrito.
Yeah, something like that. That's awful. But like, how do you like to process through emotions, especially as a guy? Because I feel like guys aren't always as aware. And sometimes I feel like they don't need as much processing all the time as women do. But whenever you do have emotion you need to process, how do you like to get through those and figure out where they go in your soul?
So this is something I used to do. I don't do it as often, but I would like take a drive. I would start putting I put on old school R&B, specifically like Say Goodbye, Chris Brown. That's a good one.
But you know that we gotta go our separate ways. That probably sounded really good on the mics.
No, that did. You was hitting all the.
You did good. Yeah, you're the backup vocals.
Now, I feel like it. I feel like it don't even have to be something. It don't even have to be about a breakup. I put that thing on, and then I just feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like
Music.
Music's great.
Movement. Something about like I'll work out. Like if I work out, I got some music going. Like I've cried sometimes in the middle of workouts, just when we're working out by myself. Like I'm just doing a really hard workout, and then I just like it's almost like it just breaks down. It stretches everything out. It feels like so that way you almost don't have the energy to try to keep it all compressed and like contained. So it's just like, oh, this is what's happening. I can see it now.
Yeah.
You know, when you're stretched mentally, it's like I can see what matters and what doesn't matter now, and it's this and this and this and this is why I'm hurting. You know, but whenever I'm just in bed or like in my house with myself, I'm like I can't really see it. But the moment I start putting myself through some kind of like rigorous workout or something like that, or pushing myself to the edge, I can like see like, oh, this is what's happening. This is what matters. This is what doesn't.
That's the productive way to go about it, right? Like to get a workout in.
Yeah.
But I would have to also a Lenium.
The music?
The DJ.
Yeah.
The DJ. Yeah. I think a lot of Asian dudes resonate with that.
Really?
Yeah. They probably just throw on Lenium in the bedroom and just start crying, and then.
Hey, let's just Millennium.
Yeah.
I'm 2% Vietnamese.
We're going to EDC together.
Is he the?
Yeah, I mean he's not playing EDC.
But it's the same kind of music.
Yeah.
Fair.
But it's just super sad boy music, and then they might just cry. They put on Lenium and they would just.
He's got that one song. I love John Bellion. He got that one song.
Good Things Fall Apart had me on a chokehold during my situation. Yeah. Great song.
Such a good song. That song is really sad. I try not to. Me
the
personally,
lyrics are so sad.
I know. I try not to listen to too much sad music because, like, if I'm sad, I listen to it. There's this one guy, Dermot Kennedy. I'll play him a whole lot. I'm going to see him in June. So excited. I'll play him and he'll like kind of ring it out for me.
Yeah.
You know. But if I just have sad music on in the background,
Yeah.
I feel like it does more manifesting that kind of emotion in my life as opposed to like processing it for me.
Yeah.
So
No. That's you have the sad music first to get the emotions
to
out. Then
feel
you
it.
put empowering music right afterwards.
some Beyonce.
Yeah.
I feel that because I mean, like one thing I like to play the music. Like I play ukulele and guitar, and I will play some sad.
Oh.
If there's ever a time when I cry, I'll be playing a song on the guitar and I'll be singing it, and then as I'm like reading the lyrics, I'm like, oh, that's what that says. Oh, that's exactly what I'm feeling, and I'll like
to the left.
yeah, that's my stuff. Yeah, you must not. You know, and I'm just crying. You know, but it's really weird. Like if I'm just thinking through it, I can't always get there.
Right.
Yeah.
But like if I'm playing a song, it just sounds.
Yeah.
The sounds,
Yeah.
the feeling of it. I'm like,
No, yeah.
oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
That is what I'm not feeling, or that's what I'm missing, or
Like
that's what I'm
Malibu
missing.
Nights, one of my go-to like sad songs. Like I've got way too much time to be this hurt. Somebody help! It's getting worse.
Malibu Nights.
Yeah, do you know? I've got way too much time to be
she
this
sings?
hurt.
Wait a second.
Somebody help! It's getting worse. It hurts. Oh, you can harmonize. The fuck?
When,
That was good. That was a harmony.
let's get the band back together, baby.
Bring your ukulele next
No,
time.
I never heard that song before.
That's good. I'll send it to you.
Yeah. But do you have like an empowering song that like after you
Oh,
get through
I
your
have
sad
a
shit?
whole playlist. I have this playlist called Bad Bitch Playlist.
Okay.
That I play when I like need a little
What
bit
is
of.
it? Bodak Yellow? Fucking...
No, it's stuff like I mean, there's a lot of like Ariana Grande, Dua Lipa in there. There's like Pretty Girl Rock, right? I'm so very
it's a little bit scary.
Do you know it? Do the Pretty Girl Rock.
Pretty girl.
He's there. Doesn't know, but he's there.
He's gonna be a great dad.
You'd be a great dad, Jimmy.
Yep.
You'd be a
thank
great.
you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I always thought I was the degenerate uncle that just shows
Nah,
up.
kids gonna be happy.
Okay.
I can
He's
see
gonna
it.
be happy. They'll be like, oh, he doesn't really know what's going on sometimes, but he's always supporting me.
Yeah.
He's always about it. He's there. He shows up and he's there, and that's what matters.
Interesting. But yeah, I usually process my emotions after go-tos. I'll meditate or I'll take a walk. Just go outside, breathe, get the fresh air. Like, because I think when you look at just the world,
boy.
it makes everything. I'm just like, oh my god, look at like the sunset, the flowers, like I'm just lucky to be alive. It just puts me in this like
You ever
very
looked at a tree?
open. Yeah, I will stare at that tree, dude, and be like,
Word?
dude, you are amazing.
Look. Here's the thing about a tree, though. The tree is a living thing. This sounds like we're all like what, but like a tree is a living thing, and so there's that element of like this thing is actually moving in real time. Like kind of like you see a dog. It's like, oh, it's cute, but
Right,
a tree.
but it moves like real slow. Like,
Yeah, but it is moving. Like it's
Sure,
alive.
sure.
It's doing something. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
it's not a dead object.
Right,
it's
right.
doing something. And then like with it's just like I was thinking about this like 2 days ago. There's this big tree out my window, and I'm like it kind of hits all the senses in a way. Like if you want to go touch a tree, you can like feel the bark, you can touch the leaves, you can smell it. Like it's moving with the wind, so like you can hear it as well. And then visually, like all the leaves are just kind of fluttering, doing their own little thing, and it's this whole ecosystem. It might have birds in it,
Yeah.
and then the way the light's hitting it
Yeah.
and like shining through the leaves and stuff like that. Like I can just stare at a tree for hours, and be like dang. And if you stare at it the right way, I think you can learn something from it, which is deep, But like,
Love
For real?
trees. I think
Trees
it
are
just
kind of ugly though. Like,
no. Whoa! You take that back.
it's springtime. You gotta find a good tree.
No, but listen, I think I love trees because it really sometimes it just reminds me how to live.
Like,
and I know
the palm trees here in LA, or like what
any
kind of
tree, but
trees?
I like a big green tree. That's kind of like I like a big brown.
I think like a tree that's like really changed just like how I viewed life. Like a tree in a forest, like just a group of trees, or like a flower tree, like a tree that's like in transition, right? Like the leaves are changing, like the flowers are blurring out, or like
transitioning queen.
it's like.
But like the
turning into
trees
fruits.
in the rainforest, like that looks beautiful, full of green.
Have you-
but the trees out here in
No,
like the
dude.
city are kind of
No. Have you
goofy
ever
looking.
just like said if I just isolate this one tree by itself and I just sit back and look at it, what am I seeing? Like what does this feel like? Like what's it doing? Like what's happening?
I'm seeing a bunch of crusty bark and like
Look at the leaves,
Like,
like-
the branches are like just kind of protruding weirdly.
Are
I
there?
think that's beautiful. I don't know. I feel like trees to me sometimes they remind me of people. It's just like every tree is different, and sometimes they're so simple. But if you really break it down, it's really complicated. Like
Really
think about
complex.
think about like the photosynthesis that they're doing. Like think about how deep these roots are. Think about all the like
we take trees for granted.
no
Just like we take people
they
for
do
granted.
so much, and like the fact that trees like change colors in the fall, the fact that they just like hibernate through the winter and figure these things out, like they don't get any sun and they figure out how to live. Like I think like to me, I'm like they're working really hard and they're being themselves in a way that it's like so simple.
I feel like you should genuinely like find a tree you like, find one thing you like about a tree.
I'm gonna take you. I'm gonna take you.
We're gonna go look at some good trees.
We're gonna take a walk after this.
Is this
and
a
I'll
Virgo
show you
thing?
trees
Are we
that-
crazy? Are we crazy, bro? Are we stupid or crazy? We're like trees.
If you're watching this, like
Trees
thoughts
go
on
hard.
trees, like
Yeah.
trees go hard.
Because
And what's your star sign?
Trees go hard.
Turns new
for
study
sure.
finds that literally only Virgos care about trees.
No.
Trees,
Well, that's
trees go
John's a Virgo
dummy-
too, and we've had
dummy
this
hard.
conversation. He loves trees.
Yep.
It's just a cool. They're like they're
They're
living.
so cool.
What's your favorite animal? What's going on here?
The dog?
Oh no, dogs too. Dogs give me the same thing. Sometimes I look at a dog and I'm like, that dog knows how to live. Like they're just happy. They want to play. They forgive so quickly, right? And they love to just bask in the sun. Like they go on a walk, they see a cool stick, they pick it up. And I'm like, that's how I want to live. And like I started doing that. I'll go on walks sometimes. I see a cool stick, I pick
I
it
look
up.
at old people like that.
Uh-oh.
You know, like they just chilling.
They just
right?
still here. They doing this.
Right. They
They could
doing
have
it.
given up.
Like that's what I'm saying. They on their way out, but they still like
They're kicking it.
They
They going to
jolly.
Chipotle
Yeah.
right. They have so many reasons to be like to
to not, and they still are.
They got mad reasons. They got more than 13 reasons.
Yeah,
but
they got
they still here like
65.
jolly.
Right.
But I see jolly old people. That shit makes me happy.
There you go. Well,
That's the truth.
whatever living thing it is to you, I think it
Right.
just by like it reminds you how to live. It's just like your problems are small. You're gonna figure it out. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
One of my favorite ways to remember that my problems are small. This is one of my favorite things about being in LA. Out my window, I have the tree.
I've seen that tree. It's a great
It's
tree.
a good tree.
We
I'm
still
literally
going
you
off about
napped
these
and we
trees.
It's such a good tree.
Y'all still, I think.
You need to send
Man,
us the podcast. So
now
we
the
can put it on.
retention is going crazy.
Yeah. We're talking about the tree.
For
It's
this
such a
segment.
good tree. But my favorite thing is
Now
like
make
out
this
my
quick.
window.
You got 30 seconds.
Yeah, out my window, I can see the Hollywood Hills,
Uh-huh.
and at night I see all the lights lit up of like people's houses and their
Sure.
apartments and their buildings. And when I go to sleep, like I'll sit at my window and I'll look out and I'll like just put on some music, like listen to Studio Ghibli music. But I'll just like, dang, they're all living lives. Like they have something that they want as well. Like I have something I want. I have some place I'm trying to get to. All those little windows are somebody else who maybe had a great day, maybe had a bad day, maybe it's a family eating dinner, maybe it's like a family like mine back home and they got a kid somewhere across the country or something like that. And it really is just like sobering and it reminds me like I'm not alone out here. This is a city. And something about just seeing it like everything kind of still at night reminds me like we're okay. Like we're doing good, you know, like
Yeah.
everything's fine.
Yeah. That reminds me. The last thing I do to process is I just talk to a friend. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, you know this, yeah. But talking to someone else and like, then you realize everyone's going through shit, and it's like,
And
oh,
you're probably
fine.
not crazy.
And it takes you out of your own head of like, you know, negative self-talk or whatever. And it's just like, oh yeah, I have friends, and you know, life is okay.
Yep.
So.
Since we can't talk
All right,
about
sorry,
trees
we
anymore.
can, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
no. Y'all went off.
When I die, I want to be a tree. By the way, I
all
want
right,
to be
that's-
You want-
cremated.
if you want to be reincarnated, you
No.
want to be a fucking tree.
No, not
I want
like,
someone to feed me
like
to
I
a
want
dolphin.
someone to cremate me into ashes, and I want them to bury my ashes into the ground with the seed, and I want to become a fruit tree after I die. Like cremation, like burns into ashes and planted with a seed, and then I want to become a.
I want someone
good
to
fruit
slip me
tree.
into a batter of pancake at IHOP.
Word.
Yeah.
Can
So I
you-
can be a
can-
pancake.
can you
Listen, when you
request
die,
that?
I'll do that for
Can you
you.
request that?
No, it's gotta happen.
Ah.
Someone's just gotta be a homie and do it for me. So like whenever whoever's like 85 or 90 is
Right.
still alive, just like slip into the kitchen, but poof, little violin,
Right,
and
right,
just
right.
like I just want to be a pancake. I don't know. What a way to go out.
Would you let me eat you? Like,
I would want. Yeah, you
Pancake
can have a
you?
bite, but I really want it to be spread across the restaurant.
I feel like you need consent for that. I feel like we can't just feed people Lonnie.
First of all, I don't even think you should be near an IHOP when you in your 80s.
No. After 55, they got the senior discounts. What you talking about?
Oh,
It's
word.
prime time to
Imagine
go.
what a beautiful way to go out though. If Lonnie goes before me, becomes a pancake, I eat it, then I die eating that pancake. then I become
Together.
And I'll be just chilling with no
yeah.
friends.
He's
Oh, yo, you didn't
got
have to
some
do
bacon
that, actually.
strip. Like,
You didn't have to die too, actually.
Rosie. She did.
I'm
Rosie.
kind of stuck
Rosie.
alive.
I'm on the inside of the booth. Rosie.
Yo, you got any left of that? Of
Yeah.
that cremated?
And you're on the inside, so you can't get out the booth. And you're just
Damn.
like, Rosie.
Damn.
I watched my friend
I
die.
guess I'm gonna just kill myself too.
Yeah, give me some of that pancake.
Let me meet y'all up there.
Give me some of that pan. Y'all ain't getting away from me that easy.
That shit nasty too. What am I doing? All right. Well, thank you guys. They my guests gotta just ran off the podcast.
Make it a second one.
Well, yep. Thank you guys for Rosie. You wanna thank the people for watching?
Thank you so much for watching the show. Lonnie is currently peeing. He has a great stream of piss going. But we do actually have more questions for Lonnie, so we are gonna do this in a part 2 podcast. But thank you for
Yes.
hanging out with us.
Thank you so much. Like the video, listen to the podcast on Spotify first because it will be dropping on Spotify. And yeah, if you're watching till the end, like the video, leave a comment, and bye-bye. Oh, also, just one last note for the audience at home. No, but yeah, just if any of the questions sparked any questions from you guys, please feel free to leave them in the comments. Any time this podcast triggers a thought, leave it in the comments. We love hearing from you guys. Me specifically, all of us in the studio would love to hear your thoughts. We love to engage in the comments. So please comment.
Lonnie, say bye.
Thank you guys so much for having me here today. It's been absolutely fantastic. I feel like we've learned a lot about life and love, in poetry, in trees especially. Thank you for having me. Thanks for doing this. It's not easy to have a podcast. It takes a lot of commitment and like time invested and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you got to deal with weird guests half the time. So
I know.
thank you so much for having me.
Talking about trees and shit.
You know, like what's up with that? Who would
That's
even do that?
topic.
Please comment if you like trees so we don't feel alone. Let me know I'm not weird. Please.
Oh shit. Crazy. I think trees are cool, like the cherry blossoms. Right? Those are
What's the longest time you've sat and looked at a cherry blossom? You got to like sit and look at it for a while.
Oh, I think I sat there for a hot like 10 minutes, 10, 15.
That's pretty good. That's good. That's a good start.
But I wasn't really looking at like the shaft of it. I was looking at like the
blossom,
the blossoms, the blossoming of the cherry,
the flowering,
blossoms, the flowers.
Yeah.
More so that the colors.
Yeah.
The tree is just seem a little.
I mean, it's not, the bark is all right, but like that
is cool. It's right. The colors of the